forever.
Okay, forever.
Well,
Okay.
since I had this T-Mobile.
Okay. So if we have a cell phone in our hand, okay, it's a company's asset. Okay, now understand something. This is what happens with clients all the time. I said, I want you to have the company pay for it. It doesn't have any money yet. Excuse me, I didn't say that. I said, I want the company to pay for it. If I'm holding an asset in my hand, it belongs to the corporation. If I'm basically paying the bill, no matter if it's T-Mobile, whatever it might be, okay, I'm paying the bill every month. Is that correct?
Yeah.
But am I paying or the corporation?
Corporation.
Okay, right now you're paying it out of your pocket right now. All right, Lynn's doing the same thing. That phone needs to be transferred to the corporation, okay, period, or to a division. Okay, this is not my phone. Okay, I write it all off. Now understand what I'm trying to get you to do. Now I don't only think it's an asset, but I'm trying to get you to have a transaction to the bank. What does the bank want to see when you get a line of credit? Transactions. What does American Express want to see? Transactions, okay? So if we have a cell phone, that cell phone belongs to the corporation, not you. So you need to call your phone company, whatever you do, whatever you like, and you're going to ask for a corporate discount, okay? You're going to ask for a corporate discount. You're going to ask for, can I trade the phone in? I want to do the corporate discount for the latest version. These are the questions you're going to ask. This asset belongs to the corporation and not you. Yes, Jack?
I passed a resolution that when I make money, the corporation has to pay me back because I've been lending it money.
Okay, yes and no. Okay, corporation, if you put money in a corporation, you carry back a note. Yes, you do. Okay, difference is, do you want the corporation to pay you back? In most cases, no. We're going to talk about both reasons why. Okay, all right, because the IRS is going to say, well, you paid yourself back anyway. See, what happened is you took money that was taxable, you gave it to the corporation, now you wanted to pay you back, and you're not going to charge any tax, and you're commingling funds. It's better just leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
Okay? It's not worth it. I have a tax credit of $385,000 in audits and crap in 2011 coming out of coma and stuff. They gave me a bill for $193. Okay? They made up a number. The reality is that it's just a made up number. I said, well, just take it off the $385 you owe me. Well, we don't do that. Okay? You see, remember, IRS stands for Bullies Anonymous. Okay? They're the bullies of the world. They make up things. You're dealing with people. Unfortunately, there's nobody really controlling the IRS. So every time you talk to one person, they're nice, the other person's a jerk. Is that how it works? Yeah. That's how it works. So again, back to this. This is an asset. Your cell phone needs to be tucked under your corporation. So we got to call our phone company. We want to transfer. No, I'd like to take my service. Can I transfer it or can I need to replace it? The word replace is going to be more important than actually transfer. Okay? This phone belongs to the corporation. Okay, it's an asset of the corporation. It's not yours. I want a billable transaction. The billable transaction means the corporation pays the bill. I don't care if you have to Zelle your own company the money to pay the damn bill. I need a transaction to the bank account. Does that make sense? Yeah. They want to see up to 30 transactions in a given month to get $100,000 to $250,000, okay, on a blueprint loan. If I create transactions, I'm doing that, correct? Like the car payment. Okay, if I have a car payment currently, I can assign the debt to the corporation. Corporation can pay for the car, and I can look at insurance and all kinds of stuff. Then I can have it re-registered to a division of a corporation.
How do I do that?
Okay, the car situation.
Yeah.
First of all, the car is probably a lease or loan to you. Okay, you're doing assignment of asset. Corporation absorbs that and pays the bill from now on. You, if you have to transfer money into that account or Zelle it, I don't care. I want the bill coming out of the corporation.
It already does. I just got to do that.
Okay, you got to do that a piece. You're making the corporate bill. You haven't put the resolution together. Because you, again, what did I say earlier about a resolution of correction? Okay, all right, do it again, and you correct a mistake that was not done in the first place. This is a cell phone. It's not mine. Okay, now what does this cell phone do? Okay, what does it do? Okay, it's a reminder. Okay, for instance, for me. Every day through the day, all right, I have to remind myself, all right, this world is not as bad as it is. But it's pretty bad, right? Somewhat, okay? So I remind myself through the whole day, and it sends me an email and a text, okay? So there's always someone flipping you the bird or cutting you off, or you're going to lose your peace. You always want to scream your head off, right, sometimes? So through the giving day, what it does for me, it actually reminds me, All right, and it tells me I had to do self-motivation. I wrote a book years ago called Self-Motivation. Okay? For instance, one of my texts it gave me, all right, remember to keep my promise to love you always through each day. Keep my promise, I will always, all right, be yours, you are mine, and promise to love each other forever. Now I have to remember that because if I'm pissed off with my wife, I better read this, right? Come on, if I'm mad, I better read this pretty quick. Because if I don't bite my tongue, I can't love longer, correct? So I got to learn to shut up. So through the Give Me Day, it'll send me these emails and these texts. It's very important to me. It's like anything else. First, when I get up in the morning, I am the father I always wanted. I said, I'm the father I wanted. That's why I designed how to be a father. I wrote my book, it says, this is the father I want. I want this father. Then I reversed it, and I'm that father, okay? I had to write my own procedure, all right, because I'm this way I think. I have to understand how to be a father. I had no example, okay? When you don't have a father or family, what do? Okay? During the day, determination, knowledge, and forgiveness. Because if I don't forgive, God won't forgive me. I don't like that, okay? I want to be mad. So this tool here is very crucial to us, okay? It's a tool, but it's an asset. Who owns the asset? Corporation. Who gets to pay the debt? Corporation, but the division process creates the money and the asset. UCC1. UCC1. So as we look at this asset, it's like it always reminds me of things, and it'll come up and show me things that I wrote years ago. Okay, sometimes you don't want to remind yourself. It's like here, it's like God always, all right, always live and to be happy. All right, live, life, love, die, whatever happens. So this was written 10 years ago. It's giving it back to me again. Okay, what is it doing with me? I'm setting my mindset, okay? Because if I don't convince myself or motivate myself, what's going to happen? I'm going to get depressed and feel this world's against me and don't want to live. Is that correct? Depression is one of the things that kill people, okay? We have to get them involved in things. Does that make sense? To be involved. Now, UCC1, it is a United Commercial Code 1. And what do we need? Do you need a body?
No, we just want to get filming.
Okay.
Doing it right.
Now, let's understand. Your car has a what?
Payment.
Payment, and it has a pink slip. Okay? Car has a pink slip. That's the entitlement of ownership, right? We're talking about ownership. Car has a pink slip. It's a registered owner, a lien holder. Lien holder is never sued in a lawsuit. Registered owner is always sued. That's you. Needs to be a what? What does it need to be? Division. Division are our duck and our sheeps. Because what do? We create a line of defense. If this corporation is here, we have to have transactions. The car has a pink slip. Registered owner, lien holder, no problem. If you're a registered owner, you're a duck and a sheep. We know through the freeways, we know the billboards, we know everything we see, that all these bloodsuckers on TV, right? And they say, I'm Morgan & Morgan, I'm the #1 in the world. Well, you actually networked with everybody to say you're #1. Did you buy all those companies? The answer is no. So it's marketing, correct? But again, who hears that message? Everybody in the radio, everybody on TV. If you're in a bumpity bump, call Ardana the #1 bloodsucker of the world, right?
Larry H. Parker.
Well, he died 2 years ago. God rest his soul. But the reality is Larry H. Parker, all right, his partner's still advertising him on TV. Call Larry H. Parker. I can't call him, he died 2 years ago. How does that work in the marketing? I have a problem with that, okay? Because Larry tried to sue one of my companies because one of his clients bumped one of our trucks. Okay, I am the largest satellite distributor in the world at one time, manufacturer. I set up an organization called NASDA, National Association of Satellite Dealers of America. Somebody remember all this stuff. Every satellite out there was me, or the AV store, having fun, doing $100 million a year. The stores, now here's installation. Every store was basically a store here, and I had Orange Satellite, Riverside Satellite, all right, basically Wholesale Satellite, and Odyssey Satellite, and all these other companies. You go into a store, and we'd say, okay, this is how it is. This is how satellite does for you. Oh, you don't want to buy yet? Let me give you a list of our competitors. And they would basically get a list of our competitors. I want you to compare our price. Okay? And then they went to the other stores. I own those too. Okay? So what did I do? I own all the things. You might as well compete with yourself in business, correct? So we knew how to beat the price. NASDA was the installation company, certified dealers of America, blah, blah, blah. Well, one of the trucks got in an accident at the road, and this person ran the light, and it totaled one of my new trucks. Every truck is a what? A division. Every truck has a pink slip, is that correct? So every truck had a registered owner as a division. And when Larry Parker called my office and said, we're going to sue everybody, we said, your guy was guilty. We know that. We're suing the insurance company so we can get the money to pay for the insurance. If they don't have insurance, they're going to get your insurance. You understand that? All right, that's why they have it. They want to squeeze everybody. But the reality isn't solving the problem. So what did I do? I said, Betty, you know what to do. One of my secretaries, paralegal. She knew to disconnect, isolate, incorporate, because Larry Parker is going to sue. What are we going to do? We filed a bankruptcy. We told him to go kiss our, assets. Go away. You're going to have to realize you have to have life defense. Life defense. So we have to understand that we have a registered owner. That car you drive today, registered owner should be a division. Because in a bumpity bump, you're a duck and a sheep. The cell phone in my hand is not my phone. If I put it to the corporation, I'm paying a bill. Is that correct? If the bill's coming in, then I have a transaction. What does the bank want to see? Transactions. Transactions build lines of credit. Average balance builds lines of credit. So if I create the transaction process, I transfer my car, I transfer whatever I can, I transfer the cell phone. What can be paid to the corporation? And what happens is we have a UCC1. Remember, UCC1 is the entitlement of ownership. This is secured party, this is debtor. That's how it works. So if we're going to protect an asset, the goal is very simple. You get a copy of UCC1, you look at the city and the state and all the things you're looking to do. You file that county recorder's office. The assets of this building, filed in Riverside, California, says these assets are owned by another corporation. Okay, if we went out of business or bankruptcy or the place burns down, we have insurance, we have line of credit, and we get new assets. Is that correct? If we don't like the landlord, can we move? Well, I signed as a division of a division, it's not me. And then I can take the assets with me, correct? Because this landlord is kind of been a turd to us, not very nice, as we grow. I want to get another building right now, and they're telling me no. They have 4 available, okay? Why are they telling me no? We have other people in line. What? I'm paying the rent. I want to get another building. Why don't you just let me get another building? We have other people in line. I don't know what that means. Now, a UCC1 has 2 debtors, and you can have page 1 of whatever if you want to. You can have multiple debtors. Make sense? A secured party. So this secured party is very simple if we do this correctly. The asset. That cell phone, basically the bill is being paid here as a transaction. The asset belongs here, and this here basically has to pay a bill. This is receiving the money. And that's what the goal is. So if a division screws up, who keeps the asset anyway? All right, the corporation, because what are we looking to do? Protect the asset. We, the people, have the ability to protect the assets like the city and the state does. So again, what do? UCC1 form. Now, I turn the UCC1 into a chattel mortgage. Okay, chattel mortgage. We'll talk about that as well. If I lease you a property, you're going to agree that your assets are collateral. I don't just want your first and last. That makes no sense. If I give you a $500,000 property, $1 million property or less, your assets you put into my property are insured by insurance, and what is renter's insurance? I pay for that. If you steal the stuff because I foreclosed on it, then I get an insurance claim of $65,000. When I lose, I win. I will not lose because that's no fun. So, go ahead.
Can you run through that? So,
I'm going to go through it in steps in a minute, okay? So here we have a debtor and a debtor, right? Okay, we have 2 debtors. Now, it could be because I have a division and a corporation. It could be because I have a division, a corp, and a corp. So let's follow the bouncing ball. What happens? I can list assets, land, building, inventory. Okay, and that's what we can look at, the assets, land, and the inventory. If you start manufacturing for government, profit, or nonprofit, they're going to send you kits of equipment. They're going to send you stuff to assemble or something, okay? Now you're going to charge a fee, okay? Because what do? Government process. There's websites for the government. They'll actually let you bid on a project, okay? It's like I used to do basically government printing. Years ago, because I've been in every business to see what worked for me, I had Napper printing. Years ago, you had Sir Speedy. Anybody remember that? Mm-hmm. Okay, you had basically Sir Speedy. All right, we had basically that, Napper printing and else. I owned all those suckers. They're mine. They were divisions, okay? So Sir Speedy and everything, even Pitt Printing. Remember Pitt Printing? Yeah. They were divisions, okay? So again, I built this, and what happened is like when we look at basically different things like Cash Call, SpeedyCash.com, they came out of my boot camp in 2008. Title Max is because I'm teaching people to loan money off titles, because that's what I taught them to do. We have a leasee, leaser, consignor, consignee. Okay, I have a background in engineering and molding. I understand about plastics and injection molding, blow molding, and all this blah blah blah. I have this cavity tooling, all right? It's a basic crown molders, and what happens is this is worth $250,000. And what happens is they can use this mold to put inserts, to mold products for other people at the same time. Because that equipment's like $250,000, it's expensive. So you can actually, lease out spaces of your molds is what you can do. If I don't put the fact that that mold is at their location on a UCC1, that place burns down or gets robbed, I can't get my mold. If they file bankruptcy, I can't get my mold. I have to be able to show the bankruptcy court that the assets at that location belong to me. I have to prove with the UCC1 filing at that location that mold is mine of a corporation or division, okay? So when you do certain things in the future, you're gonna find out one thing. All right, you bought a Wendy's restaurant today, fantastic. That equipment is through a leasing company. That leasing company filed a UCC1 in that location, okay? Because you haven't paid it off yet. You haven't paid the equipment, you're leasing it until you pay for it, right? It's filed a UCC1, the entitlement of ownership. If there's a bankruptcy, they get to get their asset anyway. UCC1 is a universal form to use for different ways. Leasee, leaser, consignor, consignee.
And you have to submit that, you have to have a picture, right?
Well, what's going to happen is we're going to make a list, the inventory list and anything else. I like the list to kind of be dummy proof. If I say this is a building and this piece of equipment is in the third room, I have a diagram to it, okay? But I take pictures of everything as well. This is a catalog. So UCC1, again, I'm going to file debtor incorporation to be a debtor. What does this mean? Here is a UCC1, all right, and we're going to protect the asset. This corporation does a business with, let's say, Nevada, which is my favorite, all right, as an LLC in the future. Now I'm going to file this as secured party in this debtor. This is filed state to state. This is basically city to state. So again, what do I want to do? No matter what happens, I want to repossess the asset because I want the asset to be able to sold or do something with it. If I have assets and no debt, what do I have? I have a way to create money. There's no debt. I wiped out the debt because there was a problem. So again, what do we look at? All right, attitude has to change. As one person, 26 years, client, 40 years, whatever. Let's understand something, okay? I've always said win the game of business. Winning the credit game, all right? There's like anything here. Packaging, programs, whatever. To me, it's a game. The mindset is I'm going to get sued. I don't know when, but it's going to happen. I don't know when, okay? But it's going to happen. The lawsuit settlement, this is Capital One, $425 million settlement. Okay? So that's Capital One, which you're going to get a credit card for personal business. There's their settlement. All right, Wells Fargo's settlement 3 weeks ago was $2.1 billion. Wells Fargo is the most indicted bank on planet Earth, okay? Over $100 billion of I was in a coma and someone stole my identity twice. Their employees got bank accounts and lied and got bonus money on purpose. Is that correct? We all know about that. And that's crap. So our attitude has to do one thing. Plan the problem. Be prepared to think about bankruptcy if you're forced in a corner. I'm not saying plan to file bankruptcy. All right? But if you're forced into bankruptcy, like it says plan the bankruptcy, you're prepared. Attitude has to change. You want to be successful, right? That means you're going to basically have a green dream list. Glenn has, all right, a dream list. And this is Glenn and Nancy, no problem. All right, Jack's got a dream list. Okay, Lynn has a dream list. All right, Rob has a dream. Everybody has a dream list. Okay, Rashida has a dream list. Our goal is where do we want to be today and tomorrow? Okay, now if we see here, how do we get there? I look at how I want to get it and I act like I have it, then I write the steps backwards. That's what I've always done, write them steps backwards. The dream list. Successful people will always do what unsuccessful people are willing to do. They're not lazy. They're willing to take a chance. Goals. Goals are very important to all of us as we play this game. Everything you want needs a dream list. Okay? Activity sheet. We have a nonprofit exemption. First thing, I want to go meet the mayor. Then I want to talk to the city. Then I want a list of everything in that city that the city owns that they want to auction. They want to sell. What's been repossessed? What's foreclosed on? Okay? So now I have a target list. Then I want to have another meeting with the richest people in that city. Would you like to sponsor a nonprofit that's going to make the city a better place to live? They're all going to say, yeah, good. Write your check. Get out your checkbook. Dream list. These are things you need to write down to connect your dots. Or take a picture. Either way. License and royalty agreement. Okay? I invent a product, okay, a long time ago. I get a license agreement. They buy the product and I get money all the time. Okay, no problem. Chattel mortgage. What's a chattel mortgage? All right. Let's see. Let's go back in time for the older ones online in here. We used to go to a company called Firestone Thrift and Loan. Okay, we'd get a loan and they would basically do one thing for us. They would say, let's list your furniture, house, refrigerator, desk, TV, and they give you a chattel mortgage. A what? Chattel mortgage. Okay? If I lease you a property, I have Exhibit A, I'm going to provide renter's insurance. It burns down, you get new furniture. Exhibit B, I'm going to make you take your assets as pledged towards rent. You don't pay me, you forfeit all your goodies. Is that fair? You signed the damn agreement, you better pay me. Okay, I just want you to pay me on time, what you promised to do in the first place, right? You gave me first and last, I just want to get the money. I need the money on the first so I can pay the bank on the 5th. Extra money goes in a savings account. Quit living off the damn rent money. This is ridiculous. Everybody who lives off the rent money goes broke. It's called stupid, okay? $600 if you're lucky. That money belongs in savings. You leave it in savings. What do you do 6 months from down the road? 6 months to a year? What do you do? What do you do, people? Come on. You leverage the crap out of it. You use that as a seed to do what? Leverage the money. Line of credit for the next property. The next property. We're doing the dance, correct? Here's a house. What do they have a house? Deed of trust. A what? Oh, I can put a second trust deed. There's equity. I can do a homestead. I can block the hell out of it. I can put a note against that too. Notes are notes are notes are notes. Go to prosper.com, sell notes. They'll give you money off your damn notes. Simple. That's what they do.
So with a chattel mortgage, it's the UCC one filing it and then putting the money out of it?
It can be. Okay, let's understand. We're going to go through this process in other steps.
Okay.
The goal is to open the mind so we can accept it and then we'll go into steps. Promissory note. Okay? Stock, UCC1 and equities. This is how you connect dots. Okay? What happens in a court of law? You had the intent to do fraud. I have this agreement we signed 2 years ago. What are you talking about? David Kinner stands up in court, all right, doing an audit against me. All right? We're going to give his wife the tax bill too. Well, number one, sir, he's got a prenup and a postnup. What do you do? Signed it yesterday? No, sir. 5 days after they were married years ago. Signed by the top attorneys in California. So that auditor had to do what? Shut up. Okay? If you're prepared to make them shut up, they have to stop asking questions. Okay? That's the goal. They have to shut up. Okay? We have to protect our assets. They're not your assets. Who do they belong to? Corporation or divisions. This one is simple. That's corp to corp. I got two debtors, corporate one, and I want to repossess the asset. How do I repossess myself? In other words, I want to repossess the asset if blank hits the fan. I want to keep the assets and have no debt, and now I need money. But I have a division of me, I get money now. I have a division of me, I get assets, what do I do next? Come out of a coma and rebuild it again. There you go. That's all you have to do. Be prepared to get your assets kicked. Because you will 1,000 times. You have no choice. So the ability to play this game, and we play to win. Assets, very simple. Now, what are we trying to do? We're trying to do tax balancing. Every one of us want to pay tax. We want to pay tax. Let's do this a different way. We want to pay as much tax as we have to. Is that correct? Correct. As much as we have to. We're doing tax balancing at the same time. So income, irs.gov, I want to look at the SS4, I want to look at the 1244 and turn it into an S Corp. Every LLC that makes money should be an S. Every C should be an S as far as I'm concerned, up to $3 to $5 million. You're making money. You can absorb the money and not pay any tax at all, and then you get your paycheck, your house payment offsets the taxes. You can learn to break even like Trump did. Simple. Because you're allowed to. You make it more difficult. Google Carl here. Carl last year brought $928 million in. He paid no tax. His line of credit at B of A is $1.2 billion. All right, so what does he do? Debt offsets taxes. Newsweek, Disney, they deduct taxes. They created an IOU of $1 billion not to pay tax on $1 billion. It's in Newsweek. It's right there. Come on. Debt offsets taxes. So if they can play this game, so can we. Now, this is something I'm going to say very clearly out loud and everyone's here. All right? This is to help you not have the intent to do fraud. Okay? Let's understand. I'm the first person that would testify against anybody in court of law. I've said it for 49 years. Don't have the intent to do fraud. Every bank allows a nickname. Take a picture and learn what it means. Every bank allows a nickname. Okay? If you know what the heck you're doing in the first place. We used to line up at the Reynolds University in Irvine. Okay? Betty would have my petty cash account. It was basically a Fidelity, petty cash, $5 million. That's why I kept my petty cash all the time, $5 million. Okay? And they would line up in a goal in this boot camp, and say it's a billionaire boot camp. And I could print them a bank statement with the name of their company on it. Is that important?
Yeah.
Showing $5 million. Is that important? Yeah. Okay, so bank statement helped them get what? The next line of credit. It's how we made Elias a billionaire and everyone else. So simple. So what happens is we had an agreement. The agreement says we're in partnership. All right, we can use each other's references for what? Credit purposes. Credit what? Purposes. We have no intent to do fraud. We all sign that sucker. We put it in blood, okay? Because our goal is to help them get to the next level. Okay, it's like when Lynn goes to a different branch of Chase, because I don't want the Chase talking to each other. Here we got some good, bad, and ugly. Here we have good. Let's not make good, bad, and ugly across the board. Let's make people go all the time. This is Bank of America. You can put a nickname to your bank account today. Okay, it's not hard to do. We learn to play. What are we looking to do? If you're online, yes, they have the little ray now, and that's what they do. I always went, always good. So they created the little ray. My wife says I don't have chubby cheeks, but okay. But then there's a phone number for Chris to text on Monday and the phone number to the office, okay? In case you need some help coming in on Monday, what needs to be done. All right, want to make sure you have a number to reach people, yes.
What's the advantage of having the account nickname? I mean,
Let's see, I have a corporation. I have divisions. Do I want the divisions to be the nickname so I print out a separate bank statement?
okay.
Okay? Do I want to apply for credit for each bank statement as well? Each one can apply separately. Do I want one line of credit or two?
10.
Okay, 10, let's see.
But wasn't that really apply when you got a separate tax ID and it has its own file?
Okay, for daisy chaining of credit. What about a line of credit?
Different.
Okay.
All right, totally different. Line of credit is average balance.
Okay.
Okay? So again, there's 1,000 things to learn. Like Lynn said, without you, how am I going to get there? You're going to guess and fall apart. Why does 90% of business fail?
Lack of knowledge.
It's lack of knowledge because foundation builds credit. Foundation builds credit in finance. It always has. We're saying is you have basically a friend. You have a friend? Who's got a friend here that'll sign for you?
Just one.
Okay, one friend. Good. Okay? All right. They could replace you at the same time through the corporation, correct? We can create a division of me and do the same thing. So we have the ability to play. It's like this. Here. I want 9 divisions for one reason, first of all. 9 divisions gives me 9 lines of credit. 9 tops what? Credit reports times 9 is more credit. Without the money, I can't get the honey. I got 9 houses. So what do I do? Okay, now watch what happens. If my house payment can offset my taxes, how much paycheck should I get? All right? I want to make $1 million. No, you don't. Shut up. I watch stupid people all the time. You scroll through the, whatever it is, and it's like anything else. You go through this list, and it's like, okay, all right, this is what you do. This is what you do. This is what you do. Oh, here's Grant. Okay, well, this is how you do real estate. Don't buy a house. Well, then why do you have 2 houses? Okay. This is another guy who's going to do this. Oh, wow, look, which one which one should I listen to? Okay, I mean, which one? This is confusing people. This is crap. And then you got Tony Robbins crying. Okay? Come on, Tony. Okay? Give me a break. Okay? All right, motivation, I love it. You and I argued years ago, if you ever remember. Okay? Probably doesn't remember. But don't talk about marriage. You've been married 5 times. Do not talk about anything else because guess what happened with you? Okay? Don't go back there because I'll bring the truth out to the surface. You don't want that. Walk over the coal, that's an Indian trick. Let's stop doing that too. Let's motivate and give tools and rules like I told you years ago. But what happens? We, the people, okay? Zero tax. How does Amazon bring in the first 10 billion and pay no tax? How did Amazon make all that money? How did they make the money? Bezos had the click and pay. Bezos had click and pay. He licensed all the companies. That's how he got billions. He took his bookstore to the next level. He's lucky if he owns 16% of Amazon today, still. Did he just have a spaceship go up in the air? Yeah. So as a little boy, he wanted a spaceship. He's a grown-up now, pay tax or get a spaceship. Wow, there it is. All right, Elon Musk, pay tax or get a spaceship. The other guy's got a spaceship too. So here's the point. If you don't keep the bouncing ball going, you're going to pay tax. Do you understand? If you don't keep it going and growing and growing and growing, you're going to pay tax because you stopped. Warren Buffett can't stop. Yes, he stepped down because he had a birthday. The bylaws said, when you get to this age, you step down, period. But he still won't tell you what to do. That's how it works. So we play the game. So what do? Division process. So there's no loophole. Never think there is. There never has been. Okay? They're doing what they're allowed to do. How much tax did Trump pay? None. Okay? When he was in front of Hillary doing that debate? None. They talked about $750. That was the filing fee. He paid no tax. Why would he pay tax? Do not complain about rich and famous. Shut up and join them. They're providing jobs. If our governor was not such an idiot in California, he wouldn't have pissed off Elon Musk. We lost SpaceX. We lost El Segundo, California. We lost San Francisco because our governor's an idiot. You pissed off the richest guy on the planet, one of them, and what did he do? He moved out. He said, you're fired. What did they do in the movie business? Come on. It's ridiculous. Well, we've allowed to have in our country, in our state of California. California is the greatest weather on the planet as far as I'm concerned. I was born here and raised here. Hell, I want to leave. My wife wants to leave. What did he do? Okay? He didn't pay tax. Wow. He's got a spaceship. Whee! Offset the taxes. That's fun. He's got a spaceship too. Let's get some more spaceships. Now, this guy is so paranoid, he builds bunkers, by the way, if you don't know this. He buys all the houses around where he lives because he's paranoid of the neighbors. I wonder if he has Reynolds wrap on the window. He might. Okay, who knows? But he's paranoid. Okay, no problem. Warren Buffett? Warren Buffett owns more than one house. Grant, understand, what are you talking about? He drives the same Volkswagen? BS, he drives around in a friggin' limousine. This is called stupid. But again, you can join the club. You can win the battle if you want to. But again, it's up to you. Look at this. $165 million house. He says I only go into 12 rooms. That is a waste of friggin' money. Why don't you help more people? I don't get it. Okay, someone put a little study together the other day. The richest guy on the planet can give everybody $1 billion and still be a billionaire. All right, there's only 8 million people on the planet. All right, now and Warren Buffett, he's got 64 houses in his portfolio. I don't get this. Why do people say blah, blah, blah? Let's join the club. Now, if you ever notice, big companies don't pay tax. If you had to pay tax today, if you were Boeing, what would you do? You go buy more planes. You make some else. You create a debt. You offset the taxes. Here's what happened in a building in IBM. Years ago, I worked for IBM. I'm a consultant, no problem. Okay, we're talking about growing the business. And the president of IBM in El Segundo, California said, we're going to create debt to offset taxes. Now you understand, because I say it a lot. Create debt, offset taxes. They're all going, what? Ray explained it to these people. This is a board meeting of IBM. We're going to project the income for next year. We're going to buy these buildings and create the debt this year so we have no tax next year. Got it? Huh? So realize they don't pay tax. Or they pay tax. How you receive money matters. Are you going to receive a paycheck? Sure. Let your house payment offset the taxes. How much paycheck do you need? What is your bills today, not tomorrow? What do you need as a necessity today to get by? Income is the process. Then we can focus up. We receive money, tax, probate when we're dead. Corporation receives money, no taxes due when it's profitable. So should we be us or a corporation? Okay, probably a corporation. There again, Carl. There's Disney again. Nonprofit. Why should we have nonprofit?
Offset taxes.
Well, nonprofit can make a difference in this world. Okay? Nonprofit helps people. Okay? First purpose of a nonprofit is to give back. Okay? Now, I understand one thing for me, what works for me. The more I give, the more I get. I learned a long time ago, the more I give, the more I get. I stopped giving and I quit getting. I didn't like that. Then I die and come back broke. Okay, that's no fun. So the more we can give, the more we can get. Okay? All right, because Lynn is going to become a what's called a sub-mayor. You're going to be part of the mayor of this city. Okay, well, after we turn it into when the mayor retires, you're going to be the new mayor.
I don't want to be the mayor.
Okay? Yes, you do. He doesn't think he does. All right, I said sub-mayor. Okay? All right, that's the mayor's assistant. Okay? If you want to change your city, you're going to have fun. Okay? And you're going to basically drive a car or a truck or some panel thing. You're going to do what Mark did when he started basically LifeLock. The side of that, we're rebuilding our city. I want billboards, we're rebuilding our city. Okay, you need to tell the world you're doing what? Rebuilding the city. If you don't tell them, they don't know it. Okay? All right, you're going to create a movement. And everyone's going to throw money at you. Okay? Now, you're not a crook, which is great. I love that fact. But how many people have been crooks and got that money and pissed it away?
A lot.
A lot. Okay? That's the problem. All right? We're going to build a foundation. Do you have foundation status yet?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because that's what I tell people to get, foundation status. Okay, I want foundation status. I want the nonprofit. This is a membership certificate. Okay? Everybody who donates to a nonprofit gets a certificate. Print 100 of them. You'll need them. Okay? You're going to want to give them a certificate. Okay? That says you're part of the board of this organization to redo the city or whatever it's going to be. What is our purpose? Nonprofit. Membership certificate. Okay? Your book. Print them up. Get them ready to go. Everybody who donates is going to get a certificate. It's going to be a plaque. And you're going to take a pretty picture with them and they're going to put it in their office. And every time somebody walks into their office, what are they going to see? They're going to see the certificate and, all right, your pretty face. They're going to see his pretty face. Oh, what's that about? Well, we did this for the city and the else, and he's actually helped us rebuild the city. Okay? Oh, how do I help? You ever notice, how do I help? Okay? So you're going to get them all helping. The action items. What do? Goal setting. Your nonprofit needs goals. You already have your goal. It's the city. It's the church. We talked about what? The hospital. What do we get to do? Can I find a pastor with a family who wants to move there and get free or everything else with no tax? Okay, no problem. Can I find a hospital? Can I find a nurse? Can I find somebody? Hey, let's get this building here. Let's turn it up. It's a 1023. 1023 is going to get an exemption process, an exemption. 501c3. I call these golden tickets because if you turn it on, you're going to win. Now, you're not going to get rich under a nonprofit, but you're going to get a paycheck. If I had a family, all right, of a husband, wife, and kids and everything else, and they say I need to make an income, my first thing is nonprofit. I don't want a profit corporation in the beginning. My first corporate, 9 years old, 9.5, was nonprofit, $10. Here's a family, all right, they don't have enough money to start really a business, but they want to do it anyway, right? They want to be entrepreneur. Nonprofit corp, $30. Bank account, tax ID, exemption. Now they start working on a project. They get grant money, okay? The wife, all right, the husband, whatever they did in the past, okay? He gets on the what? Construction list of the city because they have a nonprofit list for construction, okay? Now he starts doing rehab for the city. Does the city have to do rehab properties? Every city has projects. Who are they going to hire? His nonprofit. We have a problem off the 10 freeway. You ever notice those houses they condemned years ago and bought them out and left them there? Yeah. Off the 10 freeway, sitting there forever. Yeah. They were going to widen the freeway. They've been sitting there for 30 years. Okay? They need a nonprofit organization that will help the city, all right, develop properties. They're willing to give grant money. Is that good or bad?
Great.
1023. Everybody needs to be a copy of the nonprofit news. You need to actually subscribe to it for your nonprofit corporation. We need to basically, mp.time, get a copy of the newspaper, because we can. So again, here we go. Let's get part of that and get a copy of the newspaper. They talk about grant money. You don't need grants and everything else and things for people to do it for you. Grant writers, you tag into it. When you have your 501c3 exemption, all right, it's a federal exemption. You got a state corporation. Okay, some people screw this up all the time. Well, I'm going to get my state exemption. No. Federal gets you state exemption. Nonprofit corporation filed, $30, California. Then we get our federal exemption. Then we go to the state, say I want to be waive my fees, franchise tax fee. There and go. Then I want to take that into other states. Right now, if I was, all right, Lynn, I would qualify this corporation, all right, in that state in California. Why? That's my first one. They have one of the greatest portals to go get some money. You can just go into basically californiagrants.gov. It's not hard to do. They have a short form, a long form. I tell people to do it themselves, and I show them in classes, everyone else, no problem. Even give them a cheat sheet at times. I got in trouble again. Dang, I'm always in trouble. My nonprofit book that I put out there years ago, about 30 years ago, all right, I put a sample in the book of the 1023. We had, you know how you kind of have, you know, light colored, you know, the watermark or whatever you want to call it? And it said sample across the whole thing. We get a nasty letter sent from the IRS to Harold Stokes, my attorney at the time, okay, my professor, my mentor, and it says, Mr. Reynolds in violation of IRS code, and all the blah, blah, blah. See, I put their form in my book, okay? You're not allowed to put it in your book. There's my problem. So we said immediately, because Harold came over the office, we got a problem. Oh, we got a problem. I said, explain to them, it's in the book. We had 12 people, customers, turn this sample into the IRS. It actually had a sample on the damn thing. They ripped it out of the book or made copies and sent it to the IRS. No wonder I'm in trouble. Yeah, I've been spanked again. Always in trouble.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they took. So we went to the warehouse. We took pictures. Harold took pictures as well, and we said we're taking the books, and we showed them how we're cutting it out of the book. Okay, so we cut it out of the book. I was in violation because it's in the book. We stapled the copy, made it a cheat sheet, and gave it out for free. Same thing was in the book. See, the book cost money. I was selling the book that had their form. I can't sell the book that has their form in it. The free cheat sheet is easy. I didn't sell it. It's free. Okay, I solved their problem. Harold goes, are you sure about this? I go, you know the law, so do I. Okay, I didn't sell it, did I? Okay, Ray, we're okay. So again, more problems. Yes, sir.
How do we know if we need to follow the short form or the long form, and then how do we, like,
Do the short form. It's easier. Just get the exemption, and we can upgrade the short form to the long form. Okay? Reason long form is like 48 pages. Are you a church?
Do you have to do the long form?
Never.
eventually?
No. Are you a church?
no?
You don't need the long form. Okay? All right. So again, are you a school? You don't need the long form. Okay? The main thing is the long form is for church and school.
Okay.
And the government hates church versus state.
Well, they told me that it takes up to a year or more to get a long form approved now.
Right.
30 days to get a short form.
That's right.
That's what the IRS told me.
And then they backdated it for you for last year.
Yeah.
Now we're ready to go. Okay? See, you have that year if you're a school, you're a church. You see, they don't want to give churches exemption anymore for some reason. Why is that? All these mega church guys are driving Lamborghinis and Ferraris, Rob.
Yeah.
You got people that have their Rolls Royce inside the church say, give me money. God told me to give me money. When I was a kid, you had Ernest Ainsley on TV. When I was a kid, I'm watching this guy go, hail, come out. Aye. I don't think that's God's plan. It's like, this is ridiculous.
Who was the other one anyway? I'm forgetting his name now, but he got caught with the hooker.
Benny Hinn? Oh, no, you're talking about Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, again, this is crazy stuff. But again, this is what happens, okay? All right, me, I think if you want to be a pastor, I didn't want to be a pastor. That was not my goal. I started studying online after coma, everything else, finding about more God, and I'm lost. I mean, as a kid, we have nobody. They had no way to go to church. The first thing I ever got is a Bible. The lady at the Baptist church gave it to me when I was walking by. And the next thing is I met Chuck Smith. All right, Chuck, I'm riding my dirt bike on the field. He goes, hey, okay, take out the helmet. This is Sunflower in Fairview. There's a field. They're putting a tent together. Okay, and I asked him, I said, okay, how are you? He goes, I'm Chuck Smith. I said, that's fine. I said, when are the animals coming? No, understand. Every time we saw a tent as a kid, there was a carnival. Yes or no? Come on.
Yeah.
It was a carnival everywhere.
Yeah.
So I asked him, when are the animals coming? He goes, yeah, they kind of act like animals, but I'm Chuck Smith, the founder of Calvary Chapel. Okay, I don't want to insult the guy. Would you like to help us do the tent? Sure, why not? Then you have Greg Glory, he'll focus on the family, EVP, all these things that I worked with, help, no problem. I'm still lost. I married a woman who's Seventh-day Adventist. Okay, well, if we're going to have kids, let's follow one solid religion. I don't want to mess over here. Let's do that. Then I'm told I can't work on Saturdays. Okay, that was what I was told basically in 2010, 11. All right, then I argued with the church. Jesus healed on the Sabbath, so can I. I won the argument. It's true, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so again, I won the argument. So on Saturday, I'm healing people. That's the goal. So again, you got all this crap out there. If we focus on exemption, can we turn it into something that helps people?
Yeah.
Okay, I like helping people.
So, quick question. The nonprofit can have a property, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Do you file that the same way? Is that filed the same way, or is that completely different?
I bet you about 4 slides down we're going to talk about that.
I'm
Okay.
always ahead. My bad. Sorry.
Now, when I worked for IBM years ago, I created their policy and procedure manual. So you go online and find policy and procedure manual sample or something. They're going to ask you a question. Do you have one? Do not say yes when you don't. Print the damn copy, all right? Have it and say yes, okay? Because that's what you want to do is tell the truth. Again, procedure manual. If we buy a house, a duplex or a fourplex for a building, you have 2 or 3 Ks. You have basically, you can buy to build a church. You got land. I'll bet you we could get land in a city for free if it gave that city a tax benefit. Cities are not profit anyway, but they need tax benefits. I could leverage the city to give me a piece of land, and I could leverage the rich person guy down the street to build my church. Okay? And that's what I could do. You could do the same thing. Again, I went online, I studied the Bible, I read it 2.5 times, and I understand it. Okay, answer the question. I got this degree, this another PhD, I collected my collection. There's my license to practice, being a preacher. Would you like me to marry you? I'm licensed in California. You want to get married?
Not today.
Not today? Okay. Let me know. You got a beautiful girl with you, okay?
Not today, right?
Not today? Well, I'd tell you prenup and postnup first.
Yeah.
Because we have to explain it slowly, because women hate that.
Yeah.
As long as it has a cheat clause, we're okay.
You gotta get the money first.
All right.
Then we get the honey.
Okay, well, money get you honey, sir. Multiple functions. Qualify in other states. My nonprofit's going to go here, here, and here. Why not? Because I might find money international as well. Nonprofit, we got to play the game to win. Now, credit unions. You know, credit unions for 20, 30 years have been trying to be banks. And every time they try to line it to be a bank, the system shuts them down. Cities do not want to charter more banks. Back in '98, you had a bank in Nevada, and I'm the largest registration, blah, 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 in Nevada. And this bank called U.S. Bank wants to come to California. Their president her name is Gail. I helped him come to California. Okay, no problem. All right, got chartered. Now, Chase is only here because they bought Wachovia and Washington Mutual. That's the only reason they're here. If not, the difference is they couldn't be here because they're not chartering more banks. So again, what do we have? Loans, business opportunity, thrift store, debt consolidation. You, Lynn, I want on that list a thrift store. I want a thrift store on your list for your city.
Yeah.
Okay? Every woman in that city who does sewing or whatever she does, all right, she's going to help donate stuff. The kids get involved, and you find a building for a thrift store, okay? And they donate all their goodies, and now you have a thrift store. Who runs the thrift store? The kids from high school. They have to do ROP. Now you get free employees. If you gather the people, that'll come. I want a thrift store in your city. Has to be a thrift store.
There is no building there. Can we build a thrift store?
How about we find a building we can turn into a thrift store?
Okay.
Okay? All right? See, you're going to look at, well, there's no building. And then, excuse me, I will find a way to take that gas station that's out of business, that bank that went down, it's my thrift store. Okay? I took a bank and I turned it into a drive-through thrift store. Okay? The bank. Because they're drive-through, they're going to do the donations, you go to the other part, retail. Same thing as what we look at.
Goodwill.
Goodwill, it's the same thing.
Okay.
If you create a thrift store and you do the things we're talking about, these 10 things to do, you're going to stir up the city. Okay? Thrift stores are great. I love them. The fastest way for exemption is thrift store or debt consolidation. Now, the question will be, do you understand debt? In other words, the question is, have you ever had a debt? Then you're qualified. That's it. If you've ever had to deal with a debtor or any bill, you're qualified to be a debtor. Okay? Yes.
But under debt consolidation, what would we be doing?
I'm going to go back to the point when I get past this garbage where I need to really be. I want Budget Plus back up and running.
What's Budget Plus?
Budget Plus is where I pay your bills for you, you get the leftover. Okay? Because I think you're a lousy bookkeeper. I think most people suck at it.
Is that for everybody or only?
Everybody, okay? Whoever wants to be part of a membership, a Budget Plus, okay? What did we have on the credit bureaus before? Consumer Credit Counseling, my company years ago, to help people. Real stuff to donate to what? You could take a debt and have the creditor take it as a donation, everybody won. Now you have all these collection agencies all full of crap and hurting people instead. Budget Plus, and also again, negotiating debt for people.
So then money goes into the Budget Plus and then they get whatever's left over after the bills are paid.
Yes. People are better off with having their leftover. Okay? If they have their leftover, they're on a budget. Okay? But I have 3 other apps I'm in the process of working. Each app is probably $1 billion project. If I can get past this getting back out there again kind of thing.
But how about like a financial education for like certain underserved communities type of stuff too?
Okay? Your problem with that has to be nonprofit.
Yes.
Okay?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, if it's nonprofit, you can have an educational center, but I want it online. Okay? Because not everybody can get to your location. Online. Online, would it be important that we teach people this book?
Yeah.
Yes.
The 20% rule. It's free to every kid in high school and college. If we could teach what I know here and have that as an educational center, would that help people?
Yeah.
Everyone in high school.
Are we gonna
Okay?
get a copy of that book too?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if we have much of copies here.
It's
We,
online.
huh?
I said it's online
It's
already.
online.
Yeah, it's a free download.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a free download. So again, our goal is if we do this correctly, we could train the people coming out of high school and college. Okay, they need to know what we screwed up. We screwed up as adults. We were stupid. We followed stupid. We can't be stupid. The next generation, you got to be smarter than us.
Because what I want to do is, once I get my act together, that's the key word, then I want to be kind of an extension of you and help in whatever way I can get the message, your message out to other people.
Well, that's the goal.
Yeah.
Okay, is if we could help people, real help.
Yeah.
Okay, not BS. Working with other nonprofits. You're going to create a letter, all of you, online or in here. You're going to ask another nonprofits to donate money to you because they have to.
It's a certain code for that though, right?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
Up to 35%, all right, they have to donate back if they're a certain volume of money under the IRS code. All right, we can do nonprofit fundraiser. You did say public benefit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get the high schools and the kids together. Okay, why? The next building, you're going to find the pizza place. Why? Because everybody after the game goes to the pizza. Okay, they're going to the pizza. Let's get that going. Okay, all right, we could have a rally. I'd be at that rally for 2 days telling exactly what they're all going to do to network them. That's what Len's going to do. He's going to network them all. We're going to let them be part of a board. Your assignment is this, your assignment is this. You're the teacher, you're the PTA, you're this, you're this, you're this. Oh, good. Now you know your assignment, so get together every week. You do this in a meeting, and you gave them a promotion. You gave them an opportunity. How many people would help and love to help the city? They stepped in it. In other words, they're obligated. I want them obligated. I want them to volunteer. You don't ask for volunteers. You basically give them assignments. Now you volunteered. Okay? There's a way to give what you want. Money from other nonprofits. We got grant money everywhere. Grants.gov, grants everything. Okay, have some fun. We could play the game to win, and that's what our goal is. So again, it's like every city and state and federal government have grants. We don't need grant writers as much as we used to. How to get a paycheck. If I have a family, and again, they're going to be entrepreneurs, I'm going to tell them I want you to be on a budget. I want you to pick nonprofit first. I I want you to get a paycheck first. And I want your nonprofit to create grants and an opportunity to get you a paycheck to enhance your income or replace it. I don't want you to be an entrepreneur. Every time you do that, you screw up. You go way over here versus staying over here. Okay? We can't do that. Get a paycheck. Nonprofit exemptions. We got to get the 501c3. Public benefit. Liability, grants, personal things that we set up. If we do this correctly, a nonprofit organization can get you a paycheck of $150,000 a year within about a year and a half time. Okay? It'll replace your income, enhance it. And now you're going to feel good because everybody at the city knows you. If you go down to the city and they know you, say, hey, Bill, how you doing? Bill, how you doing? How's that project? How's it going? What are they doing?
Kissing.
What is the bank doing to Lynn right now?
Kissing.
You're building a relationship. What is it you have with me?
Relationship.
We are courting. In the beginning, we're courting. Is that correct? When we're dating, we're courting. Is that right?
Yeah.
Some of you have known me for 26 years, 40 years, whatever. We've been courting for a hell of a long time, right? Because you got newbies going, is this really going to work? No, the rallies, they talk to other people. The answer is yes. Again, all right, it's a relationship. If you can go down to your city and they get to know you, you're working on projects, every time someone comes up, they think of you. Every time it comes up, they think of you. You want them thinking about you, the opportunity. Because the opportunity creates jobs and money. Jobs and money, jobs and money. Again, you just make sure the articles are done right. You got the office, the bank account is simple. And again, what do? When you have nonprofit, you're going to go to the, I don't like it, but the Better Business Bureau. I got them sued years ago. In 1979, I proved they were Ponzi. I proved they're fraud. If you look at Better Business Bureau got busted, BBB got busted online 2020, and CNN did a report. You're paying for an A rating. Disney has a D rating because they won't pay. But again, if you need it for your business, you get a free membership if you're a nonprofit. Okay, no problem. Chamber of Commerce. Find out if you can be part of the Chamber of Commerce for free. They'll donate the fee to you. Okay? Anything you can charge to think about have to pay for, see if it'll be free of the discount at a nonprofit. We are going to play in all 50 states. Nonprofit is the way to create a paycheck and an income. It works with profit corporations all the time. That's what it's supposed to do. It works in conjunction. Okay? All right? They offset taxes, nonprofit. But it has to be real. It's like anything else here. Homestead. We have to protect our assets. We, the people, have to protect our assets. If you're doing a corporation, profit or nonprofit, somebody's not going to like you. Okay? I don't know why people like to hate people, but they do sometimes. All right? They literally want to basically go out of their way to be mean to you. Mrs. Hope proved that when every time she did something to me, her eyes went red. It's like the devil's wife is right there, okay? So what do? We have to understand, all right, you have to basically have a deaf ear. All right, you can't let it affect you as much as you want to. You want to scream, kick, or hit somebody. But anyway, homestead and house. For a homestead house, a homestead state, we homestead. Living trust, irrevocable trust. Equity can be transferred. Equity is assignment of equity. We put the house in a trust. Irrevocable trust is my opinion. Car should always be a division. I don't want to have a bumpity bump. Because if I'm in a lawsuit, I'm in a deposition. What happens in a deposition? They ask for bank statements. They ask for everything in your life. What are your signer, this and that? They're going to tear apart your life. By the time you're done, you just want to settle. How much money can I give you to go away? That's what they do almost all the time. Assets. Your corporation has 4 things it's allowed to do, in my opinion. Okay, your divisions have 7 things to do, in my opinion again. And what do? Eventually, we're going to have our UCC 1 and Corporate 2 in Nevada, and that is an LLC, Nevada, controlling all the assets around what you're trying to do. From there, we can put liens on everything. We can lien our own goodies, so they can't take it away. All right, if we want to protect it in the first place, yes.
Does a nonprofit eventually end in Nevada as well, or no reason?
There's no reason to.
Okay.
Okay, I think the nonprofit will qualify there because I know some people that own some big hotels. They'll help sponsor you. I know this guy that owns this hotel named Win. Okay, I bet you can win, win, and win again. What do you think? He loves to donate for a good cause.
That's great.
Okay, you could show developers your city and your plan. You're going to need them all on a table. Okay, you're going to need all these things you're going to put together. Someone help organize you, maybe some type of engineer or something. Let's put it together. Let's film this. Let's get the local TV and newspaper to take pictures. What are we doing to develop this city again? That's what we got to do. And then you get all the rich people to hand you money because they feel guilty. Let them feel guilty. Nonprofit is to give back to the community, offset taxes, and create jobs. That's the whole purpose. Okay? If we can create jobs, we can change things. It's the goal. Again, that's the ultimate goal for all of us. Yes.
I'm going back to the 1023 short form. My mind's stuck there. I know that you had mentioned that there's a sample of it filled out somewhere that you kind of give out.
Yes,
there.
B for basically Burnett out there for a cheat sheet.
Okay,
Kind of helps to guide you. That's all it does.
okay, thank you.
Because I can't put it in the book anymore.
I
It
got you.
was pretty
Okay.
simple.
Yeah, I want to get that, but.
Yeah, it's very simple.
Online, it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
They really do a good job at telling.
Yeah, have her send you the link. They basically send you the link for the short form. We send it to everybody.
Okay, thank you.
Okay? The goal is, as we do things and the things we're trying to accomplish even more, if you have a question on our websites, eventually you're going to ask the question, it's going to give you your answer. Okay? All our clients are going to be on our website. Okay? And the website's going to show the clients, if you go into your database, you'll have a login. You'll be able to see your account 24 hours a day. Okay? The other thing is I've been trying to get the IT people to do this. I want little Ray to give you a tour of my websites. Okay? In different languages. We've been working on this for over a year now. I want you to go to my websites, whatever it is, and you hear a voice while you're here. What is your purpose in your visit today? How we can help you? Because that's what people need is help. Sorted by whatever language you want. Let little Ray tell you what needs to be done. Okay? I don't want you to have to read. I want you to ask a question and get an answer. Okay? That's the goal. Anyway,
Like, a lot of this is going to be done through AI, I'm sure.
we're using AI to answer our phones now.
Oh, good,
Okay? Right now, the phones are being answered and they're answering questions back and forth.
nice.
We're trying to develop, I have an app being developed right now that'll analyze you automatically, okay? And you'll be able to log in for analyzation all the time, see what it is, and it's going to tell you what to do. I'm spending $130,000 right now, okay, on an app. We're halfway there. That's going to be at the Apple Store. Okay, you'll be able to go to the app and go about personal credit, business credit, donor breast, and everything else. Okay, I want to fire Credit Karma, and I want to get rid of LifeLock because they're jokes. They've all been indicted. It's a joke. It's ridiculous. Again, we're going to have all three bureaus. Again, the real stuff. Nonprofit. Certificate, everybody gets one. Because why? They donated money. We put that money in a trust. We leverage some money to more money. We get to do what? The bank goes, That's fun. The bank, profit and nonprofit working in conjunction. Because you're going to help sponsor each other. You're going to find people to help you too. Now, you're going to have to create one of these. Take a picture, Len. You need one of these. It's a certificate of compliance. It's a certificate of compliance. You'll find it in your books if you have the Founder's Kit or something, the nonprofit book. It's there. It's in a sample for you. Years ago, there was a company called Close Time. Anybody remember Close Time? Now, Close Time would donate to my nonprofits. Outreach programs to get the kids clothes and everything else. I always had fun doing that. Now, somebody put the wrong address on it. I don't know if anybody remembers. There was an 18-wheeler that went down 181st Street in Torrance and hit the fire extinguisher, and they didn't stop. It made the clothes, we had to get them all dried up. All these clothes donated. Did you know at the end of the year, companies need donations? Did you know at the end of the year, they're looking for tax write-offs? So if you have all these clothes companies that have too much inventory, what are they going to give you? Thrift store. No clothes. A lot of thrift stores have clothes that have never been sold. Okay? And what happens is you get all the goodies at a discount or donated. I used to get, Close Time to donate things all the time. The exemption, short form's the easiest because we don't want to take time, 1023 form. We basically continue the process. Online, don't have it. B will send you, the short form to fill it out. We have the ability to create things under the nonprofit. I think nonprofit can create a paycheck faster than a profit company can. Okay, that's just my feelings as we go through the process of these pieces. Again, we're playing with the IRS. Now you need stationery. Stationery has to show all your divisions for your nonprofit. Here's the only time you want the corporation and all the stationery, all the pieces together. Years ago, okay, there was a magazine called Gas Savers News. Okay, Gas Savers News, very simple. Had all these people on the name that said they were publishers. They were not. They were divisions. Who started Gas Saver News? I did. I sold it to Popular Science. Simple. That's how they did it, okay? You create something, this is what it is. All right, Carl was behind it as well. We had some fun. What do? That certificate, everybody gets one. You gave me $1, here's a certificate. You gave me $50, here's a certificate. You gave $1 million, here's a certificate. This allows them to verify in their tax return that we're nonprofit. They got their tax write-off. There's to go.
That
There's,
comes out of the stock kit, right?
it's a non-stock kit. It is a membership kit.
Membership kit.
Okay? Remember, LLCs have certificate of ownership. All right? C or S corps have stock, and we have membership certificates for nonprofit. Okay? Again, the rules. In your founder's kit for nonprofit, there are letters pre-done. I would take every one of those letters and write it on my stationery. I rewrite every letter. Okay? How would you like some free cars? Okay? Now, I used to work with Pete Ellis Dodge years ago, and he had all these Dodge dealers, and he went too fast, too big, too quick. And then he had a problem. So what do? Don't pay tax this year. Why don't we offset taxes by donations? There's Pete Ellis Dodge. Enterprise Intercard hurts. What if they donate some vans and trucks? Don't just look at the companies here. All right, where are we going to go? I want to go where? Canada. Because they're trying to get rid of them as fast as possible. They're all going electric. They need a tax write-off. Do you need a van? Would you like 5 of them?
Yes.
Okay, wouldn't that be terrible? They give you 5 vans? Now, what are you going to do with them?
Gotta go get them.
No, they'll deliver them. It's a nonprofit.
Really?
Okay? Now, when you get 5 vans, what are you going to do with them?
Food service.
Okay?
Food delivery,
Transportation.
elderly transportation.
Yes.
Well, when the vans are coming, I'm going to call the auto shop down the street. I need you to rewrap them or paint them for me. Would you donate that for me too? And when you do this to the cars and the vans, I want you to put that you donated it so the world knows you're the company that has a heart.
Wow.
Okay? Everything touches everything. So now you got these brand new or used, whatever it is, and now they've been painted or wrapped. And XYZ donated it to you because, well, they got a write-off. They need a tax write-off as well. Everything is opportunity in a nonprofit. Manufacturers, clothes, computers, all kinds of goodies. By the way, you're going to want to gather all that thrift store stuff, the computers and the phones. You're going to find a couple nerds in the city. You need some nerds that'll rebuild computers for you. All right, phones. And then you're going to have electronic drive. You're going to have everybody donate their old crap to nonprofit. You're going to give them all a certificate of donation. They were going to throw it away or give it away. Guess what? They're going to get a tax write-off now. And now you have this building that has 300 computers and 5 different phones. I need a couple of nerds, don't I? What are they going to do? Recycle or rebuild or get rid of the pieces or sell it off? Yes.
For the Google, $10,000 you mentioned, I think yesterday, or yesterday.
Right.
Do you need to be 501c3 exempt or no?
You have to be exempt. They're not going to sponsor you unless you get up to $10,000 if that. Again, that's what they're going to do. Google likes to educate people. Okay? You know they're an indictment as well. They just got out of, right? They just got out of an indictment, a couple months ago. Okay? And they were supposed to sell Chrome, and they fought about that. So they're allowing them to do Chrome still as a limited. Okay? But again, why do they get indicted? Because they're running monopoly.
Right. Similar to what Microsoft did.
Why did Bill Gates get indicted 4 times? Bill Gates got indicted 4 times. He had to step down as president of his own company.
He was doing the same thing, yeah.
Well, the reality is he was the only company in town that did what he did. He created something that didn't exist. Now, why did Bill Gates give a $150,000 line of credit to Apple? Because Apple was in a bankruptcy in 97. Apple was bankrupt in 97. So Bill Gates said online, he said, if I don't create a competition or competitor, okay, then I have to be out of business again. So he saved Apple to make them be a competitor. Okay? And that's how it worked. Everything you do touches somebody else. Play, play, play. Every letter in the certificate of compliance, you're going to make sure you network all the pieces. You create more opportunity under nonprofit than profit. If you have employees, give them an ID badge. Okay? But make sure it expires. Okay? Always make sure it expires. Okay? You don't want somebody out there pretending to represent your company and you got fired or they're no longer helping you. Okay? Expire it. It's very simple. We want to protect ourselves. Now, all right, in and around this office, you'll see ethics and values and everything else we do in mission statement. You're going to have to think, what is your purpose of your nonprofit out there and here? What is our mission? What is our ethics? And you have to keep to that. It has to be in stone, okay, what we're trying to do. From there, we want to make sure we understand exactly what it means. Our goal is to help people, flat out help people. Okay, your checklist is very important. You have a checklist in your book as well, step by step by step. Just get it done. That's all you got to do. And that way you get your 1023. I'll set the taxes. Again, we play the game, short form. If you need a cheat sheet, ask B. It's very simple. Should send you a cheat sheet. All that is to show you how to answer certain questions. And again, it's going to ask you if you have basically what a policy, employee policy. Download one online. There you go. Tell the answer is yes. It's easy that way. I like yes. Employee manual. We got to have the ability to play the game to win, because we have to have rules and tools. They want to make sure you have all these things. Now, understand, if you give an employee manual to an employee, they sign for it. You do not let them take it home and sign it and bring back the copy. You put them in a conference room. I need you to read this now. You sign it now, okay? You've had employees come back and say, well, I never read it, I just took it home and signed it. Don't let them have that excuse. Not every employee is great, okay? 80% of your employees suck. Did I say it out loud? 80% suck. They're terrible people. 80% of people you hire are the worst people you hire in this world. And you have to keep the rotating door till you get the 20% great. We have the 20% great now, okay? We got rid of the 80. And what happens at 20%, you know what they do with the new people that are terrible employees? They push them out anyway. See, they're worried about their bonus money. They're worried about the things they get to do, and they have a lazy employee. Believe me, they're going out the door. They're the first one to say, this person doesn't belong here. So you build a strong team. Make sure they sign the agreements. All right, make sure they read it. Read it. Simple. What is our goal? We have to repackage ourselves like Humpty Dumpty. That's the goal. We have to. Now, Rob brought up real estate. I can have a property donated to a nonprofit. If the cause of that nonprofit is going to be public benefit, I might see if the city will waive the property tax. Maybe it's going to be basically hospice, elderly care, food delivery, whatever it is. It could be a building. So I can save some money. I can play the game to win. Real estate. Now remember, if I lease you a property, you're going to sign an agreement. We all sign agreements first and last. But I want a chattel mortgage. I want Exhibit A and B. I want to make sure I provide renter's insurance and collateral agreement. You're going to list your furniture. We're going to go into that house after you moved in, and we're going to take pictures for the insurance company. If the place burns down at any given time, you get new furniture, okay? But you also pledge this as collateral towards the rent. You don't pay, I'm going to court to get you out lawful detainer. I'm going to ask the judge to forfeit on your goodies. You just lost your goodies. And what happens, usually they sneak out and take them anyway. Let them. Why? Because now you have an insurance claim for $65,000. Okay? They took their goodies. Well. Insurance company.
In that situation, you don't have to evict.
Well, you need to evict because you go to lawful detainer. You give them a 3-day notice. They're not paying the rent. See, you're trying to balance time. And the problem we have with all of us is very simple. It is time, money, and credit. I got the house. I lease it to Mr. Smith. He pays on the first, no problem. Okay, that first and last, I should have put part of it into a savings account. I didn't do it. I'm going to live off of it. And all of a sudden, the bank, I can tell the bank to debit it on the 5th. So it should be automatically. Your agreement with Mr. Smith should have been, I get to debit it from your employer. You're signing an agreement that says that your employer is going to give me permission to pay this bill. I can debit from the employer's paycheck. Now, I like weekly or biweekly payments. I don't like monthly payments because that backs somebody in a corner. Okay? Would you like to pay weekly or biweekly? I'll debit your account automatically, so you have the leftover. You don't have to worry about it. Is it easier to pay a bill biweekly or weekly than it is monthly? Yeah. So the first one is, oh my God, ay. Now, every Monday at 6:12 in the morning, there's a list for divorced couples and probate. So every Monday, if you want to get added to the list, you find the list about probate and divorced couples. I actually find the divorced couples, all right, more important because they're wanting to hate each other. They want a divorce. Their property is kept up nice and neat. Again, I had my son who's very boisterous and very outgoing. We go to this one in Yorba Linda. It's about 6 years old. And he goes, Daddy, this house is staged. I said, I said, all right, so the lady's looking at him. How old is he? I think he's 6. I think he was 6 at the time. I taught my kids when we look at a house to inspect it, if there's no clothes from the woman, it's all the man, is it staged? Okay, vice versa, and again, what it is. I already did a title search on the house. I know who owns the house. Now I'm going to find out if the real estate agent's going to tell the truth or a lie. But they're going to lie. 90% of the time, 99% they lie. I want to talk to the owner. No, you can't do that. I'm the broker. I'm the agent. I'm all that in a bag of chips. Okay. This one in Yorba Linda, he's getting a divorce situation. And what do? I find equity. You know what's really weird? I had this lady cuss me out, get mad at me. I'm in a meeting, and I offered something on her house. Okay. She's trying to sell her house, and what do? Here's this house. They're trying to sell it. We have a first trust deed, no problem. It's a husband. I said, sir, you're now going to become a husband. Okay, what is that? Because it's a husband, he's a husband. He's a husband now, okay? Hey, I made a new word, no problem, husband. Here's the wife. Okay? I mean, when I created the divorce panel game years ago, I sold it to Fox TV because I did the reverse of the Newlywed Game. It was funny as can be. Okay, anyway, I thought it was funny. Okay, so here's the first trust deed. Husband and man, they hate each other. They want to get my money. I said, I'll tell you what. If you allow my corporation, all right, to put a second lien on your house, all right, here's a realtor. And I said, also bring your attorney to the meeting. What are you kidding? I'm for a lien on my house? Why would I do that for you? I don't know you. I want my money. I'm giving you a full reconveyance. Let's write down full reconveyance, okay? If you allow me to put a second lien on your house, I get to go to your banker on Monday and refinance your house and pay you off. Second trust deed replaces down payment. Now you could get the house with no money down if you do it Ray's way.
Slow down, Ray.
I'll get it again, don't worry, okay?
Roll over that one more time.
Okay. Second trust deed allows you to replace the down payment, but again, you're negotiating with people. Okay. Second position allows me to refinance their house and pay them off. Okay, that's the key thing to it all. Could I get a house with no or bad credit? Yeah, but who wants that? Okay. See, you get a loan like Rob heard the other day. You can get a house with bad credit. BS. They're going to look at score anyway. If I have a second on your house because you allowed me, and I'm giving you this full reconveyance. I'm giving all the documents right here. Oh, no problem. Your attorneys, everything else. And I'm saying reconveyance. Tomorrow you might tell me to go to hell. But right now I'm going to your bank. I'm in second position. Second position lets me go to your first and refinance it to pay you out. I'm in second position. Now you get your money, go away, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I got a property in Georgetown, Washington, D.C. Guy owes the bank $875.
Mm-hmm.
With that, the property's worth about $1.8 when it's finished.
Hmm?
What's the best way to structure that in what you're saying with a second?
I'm not going to do it because it's not finished.
Okay.
I'm going to the bank the next day.
Okay.
Okay, I can't do it because it's not finished yet.
Right.
Okay, if anything, I'd put a second lien on it and sell the note. And I'd take the money to fix up the property and finish it. Okay, notes are simple. But again, here's a house.
But if he's in
Mhm.
if he's in pre-foreclosure, how does that work?
Well, again, he doesn't have the equity. He's going to lose the property. Lien the equity, borrow against the equity, hard money loan or the bank. Okay, now you get him out of foreclosure. Okay? Let's put it this way. I got a client, and I deal with people having good or bad problems. Okay, and I said, what are you doing? He says, we're moving out of our house. And they're saying, okay, short sale. No. The only one who wins in a short sale is the realtor and the broker. You're getting screwed over. No, thank you. I want you to stay in that house for 5 years. Ray, they're foreclosing today. How can I stay for 5 years? I got a wife and a kid. Stop. Okay, I have ideas. Can you hear them first? All right, I want you to file bankruptcy. I want you to have automatic stay. They have to leave you alone for 6 months to a year. Okay? So now you bought time for your family. You see, when you're going to hell, how do you think? You can't. It's like, yeah. A man takes it inside, so internally it's ridiculous. As he processes, his goal is to take care of the family and kill it for the family. Let's stop. Let's get automatic stay, bankruptcy now. No problem. Let's buy 3 to 6 months to rebuild you the same thing. Maybe we can come back and rebuy your house as a division if you love this house. Okay? Or what do? Simple. 8 months later, he comes back. Ray, they started the foreclosure procedure again. What do I do? I said, are you having a hard time on financing, get back on your, we're doing okay, we're getting there. I want you to go to the bankruptcy court. All right, you know the fee you pay for your first bankruptcy? I told you not to pay and you paid it anyway because you listened to your stupid attorney. You didn't listen to me. See, if you're in a hardship, they'll waive the fee. I said, I told you not to pay the fee, but you paid the fee because you were told to. Now I want you to file another bankruptcy. Isn't that terrible? Okay? I want you to buy 6 more months.
So you filed double bankruptcy.
You can file bankruptcy until the court says you can't file another one. This is 5 years. Tell them to kiss your assets. You're trying to save your family. What's the most important in this family in life? Family. Kids. Take care of the family. If I got to buy time, I'm going to buy damn time. I'm going to rebuild my life. Am I going to kick my family out of my house? No, 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 no. What screws up marriage?
Money.
Sex and money. Bottom line, sex and money. So what screws up a marriage every time? So if we play the game on a divorce list, can we find a project? There's a list every Monday about probate. We have probate attorneys because people are stupid, in my opinion, sorry. If we get the probate list today, okay, we have things that probate attorneys get a list of before it's even public eye. How many of you been down to the court before? Okay. Who filed bankruptcy Friday? I don't know. Reminds me when I was doing things with Bill Cosby years ago. I didn't know he was a whatever anyway. We're doing a comedy show. And everything, get the cookie. I don't know. It was funny anyway. All I could watch on TV was Fathers Knows Best and the Cosby Show as a kid. That's all I had. Yeah. So again, what do? Probate. If you knew the bankruptcy list on Friday, would you find out who owns a piece of property? Would you know before anyone else knew? Yeah. Okay? I think you can talk to some people about getting some properties before they hit probate. What do you think? See, how much research do you want to do? Okay, how much list would you like to find? The probate list. Because who filed bankruptcy? Now, the next thing is, this is a weird one. Who died on Friday? Who died on Friday? Okay, all right, who died on Friday? Because if we know who died, okay, their family needs help. Before all these bloodsuckers, all these calls, blah, 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 blah. If you're a nice person, you got a profit and non-profit working together, I wonder if you could have a good conversation with these people, we can help them. What do you think? Yeah. Okay? Because there's a problem. They didn't plan to die. I got a program called Plan to Die. Okay? Plan to live. Plan to enjoy life. You have irrevocable trust. Did you use the word or and? Everybody uses and. Ay, ay, ay. They can't sign when they're on the other side, okay? They can't sign. Or, forever. So divorce couples, probate. Buying a house to fix it up. All right? But again, is it going to be a hospice house? Is it going to be something we can do for nonprofit? Is it a profit house? Are we going to turn it into money? Are we going to flippity-dippity-do? I hate flippity-dippity-doos. There's no damn money in it. Okay? Unless it's a foreclosure, unless it's a probate, unless it needs to be fixed up and you get it for nothing. And that's okay. We can have some fun. All right, 15-minute break. Come back. We'll have some more fun with you. And Nick, you want my speakers, right? Leave them here or take them where you are. Okay.
The best thing is, as long as you don't have to hire RNs, they're the most expensive to hire.
We eventually have to get
Yeah, because they would do the skilled service.
Oh,
They're
Right.
the prima donnas, you know that.
Yeah, I know. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're back. Tab and a pen time. Everybody's talking about the hospice house, or all right, nurse basically doing delivery and service and going to houses. That's good. Bottom line, you're going to need a registered nurse in the future. Okay? Because if you have traveling nurses, what I always do for people, like some of my clients, they have rooms to rent. There's actually 2 organizations actually can have you a person who's a traveling nurse or doctor, and you can rent a room to them. Okay? Because they're moving around all the time. It's kind of like B&B and other things you're trying to do. As Lynn was asking a question about this other nonprofit, can you kind of clone it or multiply it? The goal is yes. Can you imagine if everybody got together to help everybody? What a concept. But again, is that going to happen? It's like following the dream here. Mr. and Mrs. Smith want to buy, all right, only have a partial down payment. So what do? You don't have enough down payment. Do we go to pathlight.com, lease and turn to a mortgage,
There you go.
or do
Say
we
that-
help them?
Say that one
Okay.
more time, because I tried to research it the other day when we were sitting right here, and it wouldn't come up.
Pathlight?
Pathlight,
Light.
light, L-I-G-H-T.
It wouldn't come up. It was like a.
Show him.
It was like something.
It's on your
else that
phone.
came
Is
up.
it one word?
It's one word, pathlight.com.
Pathlight.
Is that national or just local?
They actually do things in all different states. I've had other properties or other clients who do use pathlight.com. All right, and they actually
This
convert
came
it.
up as a mental health. It's,
Well, we don't need that.
yeah, yeah.
Not yet, anyway.
Well,
Okay.
speak for yourself.
Is it
Okay.
.org? Is
Okay.
it .org?
No, it's not org. If we have, we can send you the link. I have it on my computer all the time.
Yeah, it just not coming up.
Okay. Hey, Nick, while you're sitting there, you want to look at pathlight.com? All right, see if you can find it.
See, this the one.
Okay, so Mr. Let's go back to this as you look for the search. They don't have all the money. If you ran an ad, can you help people with the down payment? Okay, what if you could be an investor? Okay, now I set up a website years ago, and what happened, very simple, is I'm going to loan out money for people with down payment. So I can have basically get a down payment what needs to be done. Okay, so here's Mr. and Mrs. Smith. They don't have enough down payment. What do we do? All right, there's ways to go get and help them with their down payment. There's ways to get a property. And it's like anything else. If you have a house, I can do assignment of mortgage to Mr. and Mrs. Smith. If I have a property today and they don't have enough down payment, what do we have to do? Okay, I can take partial down payment, I can put a first and second in place, and they own a house. I've been known to give a house for free. Is it? All right, simple. See, why would I do that? Okay, well, let's see. Here's a corporation. I had a property I fixed up. Okay, this house was fixed up. I'm going to get $600 a month as an average income. But Mr. and Mrs. Smith, they want to buy a house. They want to be a buyer. Okay, if I take that house and I transfer it here, they gave me what? Some money. They don't have the whole down payment. So they gave me money. That's no problem. I got money, money, money. Now I transferred the house to them. Why would I do that? Because this is not enough money. Is that correct? So if I quickly need the house to Mr. and Mrs. Smith, they own the house. Now, what does that allow me to do? It allows me to put a first trust deed to them and a second trust deed. Is that correct? So they didn't give me enough money. So does that mean one thing? Instead of $600 a month, now I'm getting $910 a month. I got a second trust deed. I got $1,100 on the second trust deed. How much have I got now?
You got
$2,070. Okay? Did I take $600 and make it $2,000 instead? Yes or no? So I now did an assignment of what?
Mortgage.
Mortgage. I quickly deed it to them. I have a mortgage. They pay me and I pay the mortgage. Is right?
Yeah.
But again, they don't have all the down payment. What did it allow me to do? First and second trust deed. I now do a homestead, okay, that's valued at $170,000. Okay? Let's just put in 70 here, because that's fun. I use also a UCC one with a chattel mortgage, which is $65,000. So here's a house, I'm not making any money but $600, and now I want them to pay for the insurance and all the goodies. Now let's add this up. What do we got here? This is a note, this is a note. Okay, I get the bargains to note. I turned around and I got $300,000 of notes on a house that I was going to get $600 a month. Is that good or bad?
That's great.
All right, should we give somebody a house when they don't have all the down payment? What do you think?
Yes.
All right, can we turn it into a note?
Yeah.
Can we go to prosper.com? Can we sell notes? Look that up, prosper.com. They'll buy notes and loan money and everything else all the time. But there's other companies that buy notes as well. They leverage it at the bank. If I went to the bank and I said I have a deed of trust on this house and I have $300,000 of equity, would they loan me money?
Yeah.
If I had a hard money lender, can they loan me money?
Yeah.
So either way, I'm getting some money, right? Okay. So $600 a month was not enough for me because I thought that was like ridiculous. So would I give a house to somebody who had partial down payment now? Because I got a first and a second trustee, a homestead, and a UCC and a chattel mortgage. I created more money, receiving it monthly, and those notes I get to borrow against. Okay, and that was the goal. Again, notes for money. So the homestead, it's right here, right in front of you. It's in the procedure. No problem at all. Now, saving a house to a second trustee. All right, they're behind in their payment, or basically I need to get caught up. There's a problem. Let's think, UCC 1. Okay, we have some equity. Refinance the house, assignment of mortgage, homestead. All right, third line on a homestead is allow a third-party person to block it. The argument we had in Las Vegas years ago in this big event that I was invited to is who owns the homestead? I asked the question. Well, the attorney, the CPA, and all these people, well, the homeowner does. The homeowner does. The homestead form always had a basically section level number 3. Okay? If I loan you $10,000 and I refile your homestead for you, it replaced your old one. Is that correct? If I refinance your loan, or you finance your loan, you must cancel the homestead. Escrow cancels the homestead completely. That's it. Then after that, most people don't put a homestead back in place. They forget to do that. If I put a homestead on your house and I am number 3 and I loan you $10,000, you can't get another loan until you pay me. Is that leverage or not?
It's leverage.
Okay, I want to make sure I get paid. Okay, now that homestead is valued at $170. Is that correct? So while I loaned you $10,000, I can get a note for $170 off your homestead. Is that okay? Because it's a note. Okay, second trustee, first trustee. Equities are notes. It's leveraging money. That's what the goal is. Leverage money to more money. So it's like here, add a division, a corporation or yourself to the deed of trust. Okay, sell the second trustee. Selling a house in a week. Years ago, before there was AI, there was basically these answering service, an answer network off the 17 freeway, and tab answering service. Everybody remembers those. They were my clients years ago. They can answer the phone. But then that costs money. AI does it all easier nowadays. Property's in a division. Division can turn it into a corporation. I can sell the corp versus the house, and the house is owned by the corporation, so I sell the corporation that owns the house. I don't reassess tax. Maybe that's the thing. Give back to corporation parent company. House is sold. Stock given to the escrow. Here's a nice client. He's got a tax bill. Okay? Again, not here to be shaping an attorney, but the reality is I'll just tell you about the client. He owes the IRS $50,000. His CPA says you cannot sell your house till you pay the IRS. He asked me the question and said that's BS. Okay? See, the house doesn't have the lien, you do. You do. Okay, and I told him this. I go, what do you mean? I said, I want to transfer the house into a division of a corporation. I want to sell the house. Okay, then I want you to agree in the escrow to pay the tax bill anyway. That's the only way I'd say and help you. See, his thing was the attorney said, and tax attorney, if you put the house in escrow, they're going to attach the house and they're going to tie up your property. You can't get your money. Which in some ways it could happen, but the reality is my way doesn't happen. If the house is put into a division and the house is sold to the division, okay, they don't see him, do they?
No.
Peekaboo. He's got the problem. Escrow, I said, in the escrow instructions, you're going to pay the tax bill off, so then attach the house. Escrow knew to pay $50,000 to the IRS. Simple. Done. Okay? New house is purchased. Lien doesn't follow him. Most people don't realize the lien is on you, not your house. Okay? And that's what the problem is. You have to separate the pain. Again, what do? Buy a house, buy a business, UCC 1.
So with the UCC 1 and buying a business, you don't have to put cash down.
Well, here's a restaurant on PCH. Client, I think, is really great, no problem. I help him buy this restaurant. It's been there since 1942. I said they want to tear it down and turn it to a hotel, a skyscraper right off the PCH. Look at the ocean. Well, the problem is that building should be known as a landmark. Okay? So we went to the city, got it classified as a landmark so they can't tear it down. Now I'm helping the client because he's a real good client, okay? And I showed him how we sit with the seller, the restaurant, all these pieces of their attorneys. And what I said is, I'd like to put a lien on your property. I got cussed out again, okay? I always get cussed out. It's just terrible. I said, let me finish my conversation, please. You remodeled the restaurant. Everything you put in there, you paid cash. You want $2 million for the restaurant, is that correct? You want 10% down you're willing to carry. What is 10% down? You want 10%, it's $200,000, right? Yeah. He put $350,000 of new equipment and did the ovens and all this stuff. Fantastic. You're willing to carry back with the down payment. If you allow me to lien the assets, I can get a $300,000 on a note to pay you your money. That make sense? Yeah. So I got permission to put a lien on the assets, create a $300,000. That basically was supposed to be $100,000 for my time, and $200,000 to close the escrow. Okay, no problem. Now the client wanted to make sure I was taken care of. He says, "I want to write a check to you personally." Okay, that sounds fantastic. That was my mistake to trust the client. His check was stop payment. I got screwed. Isn't that nice for a client? I get him this nice restaurant, no money down, and I get screwed out of my $100,000 fee. Then I had to lien the restaurant. Then I liened his house. I know how to squeeze. It's terrible. I squeezed. He made sure the check was good. Okay? Because that's not nice to hurt the guy that's giving you a restaurant for free. So if you come across any building or anything you want to buy and they own assets, if you leverage the asset, you can get the money to pay them off. Make sense? So again, it's using UCC1 thing, process. All right, carry back a second trust deed. Well, that house, I got a first and a second. I got to borrow against it. I created cash flow, $600 versus $2,000. What's better? Well, if someone wants to own a house, are they willing to pay a second trust deed? They don't have the down payment. They get to pay the first, or whatever they could afford, and then the second. They're short on the second or the first the deposit. They're short. So we're going to have a second trust deed. So I can help them get a house. See, everyone that Lynn does in that city, we rebuild it, and let's say we remodel the houses. We're going to give everybody free financing. Okay? By the way, it's going to be a 50-year loan. 50-year. You're not going to do 30-year loans. You're going to do 50 years. Okay? You're going to create a cash flow that the volume goes up and the real estate is going to go up and away. And then the property taxes will be more affordable. We're going to play my way. Split deed the units and carrybacks. I got a fourplex. I can go to the city and ask to split deed it. Okay, what does that do? It makes the city get more money. They get to get more money on tax on each unit because they get to do property tax per unit. Your Belinda was a pain in the asset. All right, they didn't want to do this. I said, well, I just want to split deed it. They said, well, because of the parking and the trash. And this is an apartment complex. It has parking, it has trash already. So my question to them was very simple, okay? What permit fee would you like? Okay? Now, the old days, I used to carry $10,000 in my pocket. $9,800 in my jacket pocket, because that was my petty cash. Okay, just for the fun of it. Okay? It's like in the events you guys used to go to. I met somebody in the bathroom one day talking, Ray's getting a lot of cash here. We had to rob him. That's what I'm hearing in the bathroom, okay? They don't know I'm in the bathroom. See, no one knew the fact is the girls knew how to fold the money in the invoice, put it under their cheek, and they knew to put it in my jacket. The cash box was a decoy. It was never there anyways, in the jacket. You didn't know this, so take the box, go for it. All right? See, everywhere you go, there's crap. And what do? You got to protect your assets, no matter what we do. So remember, what do? Deed of trust. City gave me a bad time. I asked, what permit fee would you like? What do you mean? I said, the bottom line is you want a permit fee. That's why you're stalling this. I'm on channel 3, okay? I said, whatever it is, would you like cash? Okay, well, you got that with you? What's the fee? $700. So $6,700. Okay, let me grab your cash. You want cash? Oh, we can't take cash. You just ask for cash. Make up your mind. All right, I said, Charles, stand up, please. Can you introduce yourself? Okay, yeah, I'm the Vice President of Bank of America. I represent Mr. Reynolds. Would you like a cashier check? I can sign it here. I'm prepared to go to war, okay? I don't like ding-dongs, okay? It pissed me off. I gave them their stupid permit fee, okay? That's all they wanted. They want money.
So when you taxes, does that hurt you down the line?
No, it actually lets you have more value to your property and they get more money to the city. Okay? So if you can convince the city, this is more tax dollar for you, as I split D these things, what do we get to do? Okay, the value goes up. Dissect a piece in 4 pieces, it'll go up.
So, for your example's sake, if you got a 3-unit building, you break each one of those down. The building is valued at 600.
Right?
Once you break it down, will it go to $1 million?
Okay, what'll happen is each unit will go to 250. Okay? And then it'll go up. You'll find out the properties they're going to compare. Listen to the comps around the area. They'll compare it to the comps. I can make those units probably each one worth $600,000 in a year. Okay? Just because the value go up in the comps. Okay, the comps will actually let them go up because now they're separate units. The units down the street sold for the same price.
Just a single.
All right, a single, yes. Okay? If you dissect pieces, you make more money. Again, what do? You have this little thing saying, hey, come on down, I'll help you match your deposit. Why would I help match your deposit? They don't have enough money.
Right.
But if I match the deposit, that is a first and second trustee?
Yeah.
Is that a homestead blocker?
Yeah.
Is that a UC Suman Chattel mortgage?
Yeah.
I got more notes. Again, give them the damn property if you have to. Sell a unit through LLC and LLP. So who buys the property? Who buys it? Is it a corp, you, or division? It depends how you're going to process. Is it your house for you to live in? It's an irrevocable trust. You buy it through the trust. If it's a corporate division, or what do we do for you? So you have to decide on this property what's going to happen with it when we're done. So what do? The thing is, if we basically have a division and put that second trust deed on it, the property name and the living trust. So I like to put liens on assets I don't own yet. Is that okay? As long as I get the seller to give me permission. That make sense? The next thing is, if I lien my own stuff, can I turn it into a note? If I have a house and have equity, can I pledge the equity to turn it into a note? It's called assignment of equity. I can take that note and sell the note or borrow against the note. What's Unlock? It's a company. It's called Unlock. Okay? If you look online or radio or TV, it's called Unlock. They will basically give you money on your house today that has equity, but you're assigning 10% of the equity when you sell it to them. So in other words, they give you $500,000. You gave them 10% when you sell the property in the future. There's no tax. So they hand you the money now. It's called Unlocked. All right, some clients have said, why don't you do a reverse mortgage? At your age, reverse mortgage, suck out the money. All you have to do is be responsible for the property taxes. Okay? See, people are, they're wanting to save to retire. By the time they retire, they're dead. They didn't get to enjoy life. Reverse mortgage, let's enjoy now. Okay? All you have to do is maintain property tax. So as we look at the property, how do we obtain the property? What are we going to do with the property? Is it a flippity-dippity-do? Am I leasing it out? Is it going to be an assignment of mortgage? Is it going to be this or that? So the goal is very simple. We play the game. Now, Anaheim Hills. All right, we live in the house. They converted to a mortgage, no problem. Down the street, someone passed away. They're old, no problem. Okay, better place. Now, the property didn't sell right away. I approached the actual people who got the house. It was given to a family member. Would you like to have the house? Oh, we don't want to live there, okay? We live out of state. How about we actually take this house and put it to a division and I lease it out for you, okay? I don't really want to do that. Okay, I got another person who wants to buy the house. So I got to the point by the time I was done, the division bought the house and the division owns the house. They got their money. Now, by the time I gave them every option, they kept saying no, no, no. What did I actually do at the end of the day? I went to their bank and I asked if I could refinance the house and pay them off. I put a lien on the house I did not own because they gave me permission to. They got their money, they left, and they went away. It's a division or a corporation. If you work with a person and that banker, I bet you can refinance something. What do you think? Even if it's a hard money lender. Every neighbor was nosy. Our neighbors are the nosiest people you ever saw in your life. They're watching through the window. You can see the curtain move. What are you doing over there? Oh, new carpet, there's a new fence, there's a new paint. Wow! They're nosy as can be. House can be sold. All right, somebody moves out, somebody moves in. Do properties go down in value or up? I've never seen a lot of properties go down in value, okay? But again, they go up, okay? So if we're playing the game for profit and non-profit, All right, saving a house to a second trust deed. If you ran an ad today or had a website and said you're losing your house, you need some help, would they actually get someone to call you? Okay, you could, right? So they don't have to file bankruptcy. Okay, what if we put a second trust deed on the house and it allows me to put a second trust deed on their house? Okay, now I'm saving their house, no problem at all, but I'm in second position. If they default, I get to what? I get to refinance the house and pay them off and go bye, bye, bye. That's it. So we could play the game to win. This happens in other areas, like 300,000, that could be a Texas, Arizona house, okay? California, a piece of garbage is $500,000, okay? It's ridiculous. But again, second trust deed can be placed on a house. I can refinance it or I can sell a note. The goal is the guy lost his job, got a new job, he's got to get caught up on his payments. Now he's backed in the corner. Does the bank want to help you? No. Do they want to hurt you? Yeah. Oh yeah. They want to take your house away because they don't want to help you. That kind of sucks. So based on the value of equity, what we get to do is an example. That's the ultimate goal. If we position ourselves correctly, all right, step one, let's see what we're going to do. Second trust deed's in place. Okay, what's a second trust deed? It's a deed of trust. What can I do? I can borrow against it. Is it a note? I can turn it into money. I got 40% of equity. That's good. No problem. From there, step two. If I put a homestead on your house, can I block you from getting another loan? Yes, because you can't clear the homestead. You can't clear title to get another loan. All right? See, I had to learn the hard way. I used to help people all the time, and I still try to do as much as I can. You're Belinda. Here's an RV. Here's a boat and a truck. Lost my job, need money. I have to get $13,000 today. If not, I lose everything on Monday. What would you do? What would you do?
Sell it all.
Well, the guy's selling all this stuff, so I call him on the phone and say, okay, sir, what's going on? And he's part of our church. Okay, that even makes it worse. Okay, because now I feel what? Obligated. Okay, that's okay if you got the money to be obligated, no problem. I said, I'll tell you what, drive all your stuff to my office over on La Palma here and put it all in the warehouse. Okay, I'll hand you the $14,000 in cash. No, it's only 13. I said, I'll hand you 14,000. No problem. Okay, he brings in pink slips, gives me everything. Okay, all right, now from there, about a month later, I go, how's it going? I got my job. I wish I didn't have to sell anything to you. I'll tell you what, the stuff's in the warehouse. If you like it back, I'll give it to you. As long as you give me back my money. He goes, what? Now he's crying. I got grown men crying all the time. All the time. I can't believe I got this score. I gave him back his stuff. I don't want his stuff. The guy needed help. If he would have known how to leverage the money in the first place, he wouldn't have been in this situation. Because you can borrow against your pink slips. Like I helped Title Search, or actually Title Max be in business in the first place. So again, what do? Homestead. A homestead's valuable. It's worth $170. I want to borrow against it. Okay. So I put a second trust deed. I can block the homestead so you can't get more loans to screw me out of money. I had a problem. I met somebody at Home Depot. Okay, and they're going to need some help. So I actually, from there, went across the street to Home Savings. You ever heard of Home Savings before? They were bought by basically Washington Demuture in the past, if you don't know that part, the bouncing ball. My wife, I sent her down to the title company in their county recorder's office. I said, I'm at the bank. I'm going to give this guy, get his house payment caught up. I don't hand people money. I hand it to the bank. Okay, we're going to get your house caught up. No problem. It's okay. My wife's on the other phone. She says, honey, he just put 3 loans on that house yesterday. What is he doing? He's eating the equity, getting loans for people that feel sorry for him, but he can screw everybody out of money. That suck. Okay? So then from there, I started working with First American Title because they're one of the best ones out there in California. I want a title search on everything because I'm not going through this. So I watched, I said, sir, I can't believe you're trying to screw people out of money. They're trying to help you. Okay? So again, what do? Cover your assets. So all right, we get to go. The goal is to play the game to win. Number 4, UCC one of personal assets. If I put a lien on your assets, you can't sell them. I own it as leverage. If you don't pay the rent, I get your goodies. The court will say, you just lost your goodies. It's a chattel mortgage. Okay. I want to win. I don't like to lose. But what do? We look at the homestead blocker. Okay. I create this form, and here's a procedure. And everybody's, that's not possible. I know everything's not possible. Here's the homestead. Okay. I had to explain to over 1,200 people at one event and 12,000 another event, this big arena. The homestead is owned by third party anytime you want it to. Line 3 says I own the equity in the homestead. So your house is homestead, but I own the equity of it, so you can't lease your homestead unless you pay me my money. Is that okay? I just want my money, that's it. So I block it, no problem. We look at basically a UCC one and chattel mortgage. Like the fire stuff Thrift and Loan used to use all the time. What do? Renter's agreement, chattel mortgage, renter's insurance, collateral agreement. These 4 things are in place. Okay, if you don't pay your rent, I'm going to do a lawful detainer and a 3-day notice. We're going to court. The judge is going to say you got to get the blank out of the place you haven't paid. The next thing I'm going to say, basically the agreement they signed is they pledge their personal assets, their furniture towards rent as collateral. Please instruct them they can't take their goodies out of the house besides their clothes. Okay, I had a Dodger player, his wife decked him in court in Fullerton. Because don't you lose my stuff, honey. This Dodger is making $100 million a year and won't pay on time. He's just a turd. There are turds that do things on purpose because they're just mean people. UCC 1, debtor secured party. All right, Rob was talking about the list. Why don't we create a list and check it twice because we know we've been naughty and nice, right? There is a list of over 3,019 things in this office. Everything has an asset tag and a description where it's at and what room and what wall it's on. If this building was locked up by a trustee, I'd basically go to the trustee and I'd say I need to get my assets out of the building. Now this actually happened on La Palma, one of a client's buildings. He's a machine shop for the government, by the way. I have a lot of background in that too, okay? So what happens is his machine shop, Dad gave it to him, is there since 1944. It's ugly as can be. Can you imagine a building from 1944? Ugly as can be. Okay, well, across the street, there's a new building being redone. Okay, but there's a problem. One of the contractors sued him, okay, because there was a contract that got screwed up. Now, what did he do? The corporation across the street leaned all the stuff here, the old building, all right, and what happened is they locked the building as he's moving the equipment. All right, Your Honor, all right, I said this to the judge, I said this to the marshal. The marshal was there saying you can't get anything in the assets here. I said, you have a problem, sir. Okay, what's your problem? I said, the order you got is for a different company. You're standing in the wrong company. I said, look at the business license. Okay, he had to leave. Okay, the trustee, sir, the honor and everything else, I understand the trustee, these assets are owned by the corporation across the street. They don't belong here. Okay, and he's looking at the UCC and filing and he goes, okay, you're right. So they take in the equipment, no problem, in front of the trustee, open the doors, no problem at all, goes across the street. At the end there, I said basically, now I had the carpet people here, okay, because they had new carpet. I said, now I need to rip out all the carpet up because it's going across the street as well. The trustees, you just see his face going red as can be. There's no way you can prove this carpet belongs to the company across the street. Sir, if you lift up every tab in every corner, it has the asset tag right on it. You got to be kidding me. No, sir, I don't kid. By the time we were done, there's nothing left in the building. What did we bankrupt? Debt. A bogus lawsuit that was trying to put this guy out of business because Dad passed away and left it to the kid, and his ex-partner wanted to screw him over. Is that nice? It wasn't very nice. But he got an empty building. Oh well. Can a UCC one repossess an asset? Can we use it as leverage? Can we use it to whatever we want to do? It's entitlement of ownership. I got a client right now, he has a merchant loan. All right, these are daily payments, merchant loans. They suck. Okay, well, Ray, I had to do it, They promised me after I get their first one, they're gonna give me a better one after the next one. They lie to everybody. They lie to everybody. I went through that rabbit hole, they lie to everybody. They're full of crap. But again, what I want you to do, the merchant, they filed a UCC one in his business. It's public record on his business, okay? So now it's kind of screwed up. What do? Well, the assets in the business don't belong to the corporation. They belong to the business, so that's the lien on. The assets don't. So we got to protect ourselves in case we're forced into what? Bankruptcy. So if we plan the bankruptcy, not to plan to file it, can we protect our assets if we are forced into it? Make sense? A UCC 1 filing. We have corporate 1. This is A1, okay? So the corporate A1 has a loan for $10,000. I was loaning people to save my matrix and the money and under C191D years ago because my problem is they're shrinking my credit cards. It scared the crap out of me. I build it up, now they're shrinking because I'm not using the credit like they'll do for you guys. They'll shrink your limits, okay? But I loan out the money. Here's the house. All right, here's my UCC1. What do? I turn it into a note. Assets turn into money. I can borrow against them. And so that note, I can sell the promissory note. So if I'm going to factor UCC1, I could do that as well. Assets and equipment, no problem at all. So again, I'm going to protect the assets or borrow against the asset. Now, all of a sudden, there's a renter. They're renting the property. What am I going to do? Corporation. I don't rent the property as a corporation, never. It's always a division. Because the division is my what? Line of defense. So now I got the DBA, which is a sole proprietor, or it's a division of a corporation. That's what we want. So we have a piece of property. Now we turn around from there. The house. What do? UCC1 on the equipment, the assets, the furniture, the TV, promissory note. So I'm providing renter's insurance, and I pay like $800 or $8 or $7.95 or farmers or something. So I have renter's insurance. If the place blows up or catches on fire, you get new stuff. You don't pay, I get to repossess your assets. Because I already put a UCC1 on your assets because I want to make sure you pay. That's a collateral agreement you signed. So I get to win the game of business. It's always been a game. Now, during the time that I do this, I can borrow against that note. Okay, I can borrow against the note because notes are what? I can borrow against the note and I can create some cash flow. Okay, no problem. So it's like selling a house in a week. Okay, I've done that before too. During the pandemic, I sold a house in one day. I had 6 offers. All right, within 6 days, I decided which offer I'm going to take. Okay, because I know how to sell a house pretty quick. So what do? All right. So here we have, they won't sell, can't find a buyer. That's like the one in Anaheim. So I use an example of what do? Selling a house in a week. Can you set up a website? Can you use AI nowadays? So if we went to GoDaddy or any other company, do a website, put it together, and AI, I bet you we can sell properties pretty quick. But again, you don't need the tab of the Answer Network anymore. You have AI. Okay, no problem. Well, they answer the phone. Does AI communicate back and forth? Yeah. Isn't that amazing it does that? You can call our company, it sounds like a real person. Kind of scary. Well, you reached XYZ Investments. All right, what happens? Very simple. Push 1. All right, you're losing your house and you're behind your payments. You need some help. Is that a good thing to do? You know what people love to do? They love to leave messages. They tell their whole story on and on and on and on. You want to listen to the story. Okay, that's important. The next one here, want to sell, have not been able to push 2 because I can help you. Number 3, what do? Over your head. All right, want someone to take over your payments. Okay, that's okay. Push 4, what do? Looking for a loan and your credit's not up to par. Okay, push 4. Number 5 is very simple. Do you have the down payment or you need more money for down payment? Okay, so this website is out there helping people, and what happens to AI? What do? People are going to leave messages. After you listen to the messages, can you decide who to call back? Now, I've done a lot of things for people in prison. Okay, all right, off the 10 for you, it's called Bistigaloo Center. Okay, this is the sheriff department. I help people that are in prison, and when they come out, they have good credit or rebuild it that way as well, like I did Thomas or Freeway Ricky Dicky Ross. Okay, no problem. Monday, I take these people from Bistigaloo Center because they're on work furlough. They show up. Okay, I want them there at noon, and they show up on time. Monday, I just close escrow. Escrow knows one thing. If you don't close escrow on a Monday, I don't want you to close escrow till next week. Ever. Okay? If you have a holiday during the week, forget it. Holidays doesn't have productive money moving. I need money to be moving. Okay? So the dumpster shows up on Monday. I got a team of 5 people that rip that house apart in 3 hours. Carpet goes closet doors, your landscaping, it's all done. It's gutted in one day. Tuesday, we patch the walls and we repaint. All right, Wednesday, I got Home Depot or Lowe's giving me what? All right, the appliances, the doors and the fixtures and wood. They're on an open account. Now, I got in trouble for this 2 years ago. I was showing how I was using Freezy Paint and all these companies to basically give me everything in the up front. Didn't have to pay them for 90 days. Escrow closed, you would pay the invoices off in 90 days. I thought it was brilliant, but I was told I was using the creditor's money. Hell yes, that's a go, okay? So it's Thursday, doors, install the carpet. Friday, finish everything up. Now, I like private, all right, open houses. Most open houses do not sell houses, okay? Unless you're inviting the neighbors, the nosy people, okay? If you had an open house in the morning, all right, let's say we had it at 9 o'clock and you had donuts and coffee, they're all gonna show up neighbors. At noon it's pizza, all right, maybe 4 o'clock again. It's only for an hour. If you control the time of the open house for 1 hour at a time, they're gonna show up. We have all the kids and the flyers within about 3 miles away or 4 miles. I noticed one thing as a kid, being grown up basically, my friends were black or Mexicans, and their family loved to live with each other. They want to be next to each other. I don't know this, I'm just learning this as I'm going to the bouncy ball. All right, they want their relatives living across the street. Mom, dad, cousin, uncle, everything. Okay, no problem, great. All the nosy neighbors, all right, would fill out a form. Here, I'd ask them to put all their information there and their social and everything else, who the house is for. I remember listening to this lady. I'm going to give Mom my house. This house is better than mine. Mom gets the old house. I get the new one. That's not nice. I thought you wanted Mom to live across the street. What happened? Okay. Now, if I gather this information from these open houses on Saturday and Sunday, by Sunday night, I can call them and say, hey, you're the winner. I just size them up, right? That's all you have to do. I've sold houses in weeks all the time. So negotiation, the investment of a deal. What do we do? It's simple. Buy a house and a business. Okay. Every business we put in an escrow, I want to make sure it goes through escrow to clear title. I also want basically the accounting department to talk to our accounting department to make sure we don't have books that are cooked. I don't want BS. Make sense? We're going to clear title. So I'm also going to ask that seller of that marketing company or that management company, I want you to help me for 6 months. Okay? You're going to agree to help me for 6 months to a year. Okay? If you can do that and I can do what you do, I can do the same thing you do. Is that correct? And I get them to agree with that. So what happens is when we do the house or the building or the restaurant, whatever we buy, or the, whatever it might be, or the charging stations, or, the whatever hotel, doing that, or whatever it is, we want to play. I make them agree for up to 1 year to guarantee the income. If I do what you do, the reality is that's to make the same money, right? If anything should go up. They agree to that. All right, no problem at all. So what do? It's like buying a building. I got cussed out on a building. All I was trying to show them is literally flat out, you can take the equity of this building and you can sell units and offset taxes and you can create all this money. The building went bankrupt 4 times. We had a problem with Toll Brothers. You ever heard of Toll Brothers? Yeah. Toll Brothers in basically Yerba Linda, that hill. Before they finished the properties, they had 2,200 houses, 2,200 cut, all right? The lots were cut. 2,200, that's 2,000 houses, damn. Okay, here's Bank of America, Chase Bank, all right, US Bank, and also Wells Fargo. They won't give them the money to finish the project. They're stuck. Okay, they hire 3 consultants. I'm one of the consultants. Wow, goody. I get to listen to all this blah, 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 blah. Okay. And what happened is very simple because I wanted, for me, my fee was the biggest lot and the biggest house on that hill. Simple. I also wanted 2 bonus rooms on the back end as well. House is like 7,200 square feet and the biggest lot out there. It's kind of fun. That was to go in one of the info commercials. Why not? So that was my fee plus the other 4 houses in the corner. I will pay cost. They sold the 4 houses to nonprofit, by the way. And I had to explain to the real estate agents how to sell a house under a nonprofit because they couldn't figure that out either. Okay. We're in the meeting. We're all going blah, 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 blah. I'm listening. Okay, all right. And there's people. How do we leverage money, this and that? I said, let me ask you a question. And I get on the whiteboard and all this good stuff. I said, you're taking the buyer, and they have to have good credit to buy this house. It's $500,000 to $700,000, right? No problem. So the buyer has good credit. Is that right? Yep. If they have a deposit, it's going in escrow. Is that correct? Are you charging a premium for lots? The lot premium was $50,000 to $100,000. They had to pay the lot premium up front. Okay? So here's the bankers listening, blah, 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 and they're saying, no, we're not going to give them the money to do this right away. I said, let's do this. Why don't we go over to a different bank that'll help me leverage their deposit? I want to use, listen carefully, their credit to finance their house as a bridge loan. Make sense?
Yeah.
Every banker said, son of a biscuit. Who is this guy? I don't know. Let's find out. By the time we're done, we created $100 million of leverage and money, and every banker went, That's all they did. We used the seller and the buyer. The buyer's credit to build a bridge loan, their deposit of $50,000 of lot, and their deposit of 10% to leverage the hell out of it. You're letting these idiot bankers tell you what to do. What the hell's wrong with you people? And that's what I told them. What's wrong with you? You got all this money in the bank. They're going to borrow against the money. Get every seller, listen carefully, you have to have the seller agree we're using your credit and your deposit as leverage to build your house. Would that be okay? Yeah. Every phase of property that they added things like the carpet, the counter, this and that, they had to pay another 10%. What's happening? The account's growing, right? So we leveraged it to $100 million and finished 2,200 houses. I got my free house, my other houses too. It was kind of fun. That was my fee. But it was never to me, it was to what?
The corporation.
Corporations. I don't have anything, I'm broke. So buying a building, that's kind of fun too. They cussed me out. Dang, that's not nice. I showed them how you use the equity to leverage the equity. All right, and now get out of here. And they cussed me and said every word. You're wasting our time. These are 3 attorneys saying it's not possible. Every person you put into a unit or a building, they want to own the unit, is that correct? You can show them the tax benefits of that. Now, if you ever go to the building off Alton, it's across from the South Coast Plaza Mall. The bottom floor, we put it for private banking. Nobody can get into private banking, by the way. You have to go up to the wall, you have to put your code in your hand, and you go into this door, and it locks another door. 2 doors to get into the bank. Why? Because I don't want anybody raiding them no matter what they do. Okay, you go to banks that have double doors, you can't get in. They don't want ding-dongs in there. The reality is what? It's a private bank. Private banking means everybody stays out. Who owns it? When I went to the attorneys in that meeting, I want to know who owned it. It's foreclosed. They were representing the bank that's trying to sell it because they went bankrupt 3 times. So the bank's lost 3 times. So what are we going to do? Well, why don't we take that equity and leverage the crap out of it? Your corporation sucks because they don't like you. This corporation doesn't have your problem, do they? If you have a problem, does he have a problem? Yeah. No. Your problem's your problem. It's not his problem. He doesn't have a problem. We're going to use him instead of you. Peekaboo. That's all we get to do. Again, it's a different person. What's a corporation? A legal person. What's a division? A legal person. What are we? Legal people. So we put liens on the equity, refinanced it, and we had second trustees. And we wanted to know who would like to own their building, who would like to have a unit. That was fun. So we took that unit and we dissect the hell out of it. Now, if there's a partnership, it's an LLP out of Delaware. If it's going to be basically us and whatever, it's not a partnership, it's an LLC. So we have to decide what to do. Which way do we play the game? Because it's a game. So if we split deed units and carrybacks, okay. 4plex makes sense, all right, and above. A house, I'm sorry, I'd like to just give the sucker away if I had to, because I get to get someone who doesn't have the money. If you gave a house to somebody who didn't have the full down payment, would they be thankful? Yeah. Would they appreciate you? Yeah. Would they make sure they pay on time and go, Can you put a second trustee on it? So somebody who's grateful is going to pay on time, is that correct? Someone who's a turd doesn't like to pay at all. So are we going to do a grateful people or turds? Okay? Again, this is what we have, unfortunately, in today's world. So what do we do? Well, let's see, divisions for each unit. So I have to decide, and I wanted to give another way to look at this. So every unit there, I did an LLC. I showed them this LLC for each unit, then LLP. You see, here's the thing. Each person who wanted a piece of a unit, they had a partnership. A lot of them, they're attorneys. You walk into an attorney office, and what does it say? All right, blah, 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 LLC, professional court, blah, 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 blah. All their names are on the wall. Okay, they're on the wall, blah, 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 okay? So there's a partnership. That's Delaware, or a licensed professional corporation, or an LLC. So what do? Each division did assignment of mortgage. I got one mortgage. If I dissect it in pieces, do I get more mortgages? I could probably take Humpty Dumpty and put him in 50 pieces and get 50 times the money. I like that. If we're going to leverage money, let's leverage it a little differently. Let's have some fun, because we can turn it into money, 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 money. And every tenant was offered to buy the units. Now the difference is, in the beginning, it was no money down. No money down. Now they go, well, what are you doing? I want a deposit. No, watch. I'm not done with you. No money down, assignment of asset. Now you're a second trustee because they didn't put any money down. You got first and second. You got notes. That notes became $100 million. Is that okay? Oh, I like that better. Okay. See, it's always how you look at something. How the perception, what do you do? It's simple.
How much was the building
62 million.
when you finished?
Oh, yeah. But it was worth 100 million.
It's just 10 units?
Oh, no. This is a skyscraper.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh, yeah. Gotta have fun. What's a corporation again?
Legal person.
Huh. What are you?
A legal person?
Ow, that hurts. Ow, ow, ow. I don't like the pain. Corporation division process. Okay. So if a corporation is basically a legal person, it can do all kinds of stuff, right? Why do they get the write-offs and I don't? You ever ask that question? Why do they get the write-offs and I don't? Because the Supreme Court deemed a corporation to be a legal person. 50 corps, 50 states and cities are corporations. And they plan the problem because they leverage money in front of you all the time. And that's what they do. So, corporation has 4 quarters. March, June, September, December. We're in the 4th quarter right now. We're running out of time. If you need divisions, it's now. Corporations, it's now. You wanted to have it done. Lynn's Corporation was done the last 29th of last year. But it says the exemption that just got filed now, it's approved, was good till last year. Is that good? That's a gift. Again, they always backdate it to the day you filed your corporation. So, and if you don't get exemption now, we do a corporation now for nonprofit, can we get the exemption they'll backdate it anyway? Next year, they're going to give grant money out. Trump has said he's going to solve the homeless problem. Elderly care, because that's the biggest business you have out there. We're living longer. We're not supposed to live longer, but we are. Is that okay? What do we get to do? We get to play the game to win. I want to win the game. Do you want to win the game?
Yeah.
Well, you got to go by Ray's rules. As Lynn said today, what if you didn't know Ray? I don't know. All right, let's see. Ray's rules. You have one SSN. You're a duck and a sheep. That sucks. 100,000 of personal credit. We understand the rules. That's my rules. It's always been. 29% utilization. That's 71,000 of safety because we have an old blank day, month, or year, right?
Yep.
We balance our score so we can get some more. Safety credit. We need that. We got to take care of that family. If we jack up the wrong card, what happens to our score? We can't get back. We can't get back. How do we get back to that square one? Well, maybe we have to borrow money. Maybe we'll have to take supply credit and turn it into cash. Okay, don't hurt your family. That's always been my motto. Never bring the pain home, ever. It's not acceptable. SS4 times 4? Huh. If I have a corporation, I'm not naming it after me. That'd be stupid because they're going to sue me. Like, Ray, you got to raise credit. Stop. That's a marketing tool. We don't create liability to that ever. Why would we do that? It's divisions. Divisions are the ducks and the sheeps. Don't name it at what it does. You say construction, all you can do is construction. It's a management company. Okay? Set up a line of defense. So if we had a house, it's a division. If we had a franchise, it's a division. If we have a current business, it's a division. And what do we have? We now, each division can have up to $100,000 to $1 million of credit. I can turn that into $400,000 to $4 million. Which would we like? There's 10 great creditors. The rest, I think, suck. That's my opinion. Okay? Those 10 creditors is up to $1 million per entity. How many entities you want? How many millions of credit you want? You daisy chain the credit. So again, do you want $400,000 or $4 million? It's your decision. Okay? It's your decision how you do this. If I get an Inc. for $50,000, I get basically B of A, I get Chase, all these pieces, in Wells Fargo, US Bank, okay, and I get American Express cards, that's not a corporation. That could be up to $1 million by the time I'm done. Can I clone it or daisy chain it per division? Of course I can. Because a division's a what? It's a legal person. If I have 5 brothers, I have 5 what? Credit reports. Is that correct? Five Sisters, the same thing. We have the ability to build credit. We can create a line of defense. I went to the auctions. I got yelled at for that too. Oh, goodness. I always get in trouble. I'm at the auction and people are bidding on houses. I said, if you ever run out of money, I'm giving you my business card. I'll be your banker. Wherever you get stuck, I'll be your banker. All right, sir, you're not allowed to solicit at the audit. All right, in the auction, please. You can't solicit, okay? No problem. Okay, so I parked across the street and my Lamborghini and the door open. Go, hey, if you need money, let me know. Got in trouble for that too. Everywhere I'm getting in trouble. I'm just trying to help people through the auctions, no problem. Now this is where Linda screwed up before. Okay, she got an extra mortgage before she was ready. Do I want a house? No, unless it's going to be a Section 8 automatic payment, unless I got it with no money down and I leveraged the property anyway. Fourplex, oh yeah. Fourplex, I can dissect it in pieces. Your apartment complex, do the same thing. So again, if we're going to be in real estate, let's play the game to win. But it's up to you as we play. Corporations only pay tax when they're profitable. Do what? So a corporation brings in $100 billion and they have a debt of $100 billion and one. How much taxes due? Zero. Trump does billions, does he not? So if today we're going to play the game, you got your tablet and pen ready to go? He always moves this. Okay. Let's see if we want to play a little bit. Okay. Let's get rid of this.
So how did Trump figure this all out? Because he didn't know Ray evidently.
He didn't know Ray. Okay. Well, actually, I can't say that too. Okay.
So you can't say that?
Nope.
Because he know Bill.
I know, I
Nope.
saw a bill on the wall.
Nope.
Gorbachev.
There was many years ago something in Palos Verdes called Marine Land.
Yeah, I
Okay.
remember.
Okay. Marine Land. All right. There's a company that developed it, and then Marine Land went out of business. And the guy that incorporated that company, those people, already bought all that land. Okay. Who owned the land?
Trump.
Oh, I can't tell you who owned the land, but I know who did their corporations.
Right.
Can you figure that out yet? Okay. So again, we get to play the game to win. All right. Then there was a university named after a person too. I wonder who helped set that up. I don't know. But I saw him in the mirror the other day. Peekaboo! So maybe we can learn to play the game. I used to have that phone number on my cell phone too, but again, they don't know me anymore. When you're helping people, I'm going to Ray, I'll help you. Anytime you need anything. These are Lakers, Clippers, and Dodgers, and Angels, and Sugar St. Mosey, and Oscar too. I need some help. What's your name again? Oh, well, let's see. Today we have a corporation. Is that correct?
Yeah. I do.
I hope you write what I write. I have, how many divisions do I want?
18.
No,
All right. Why do I want 9 in the beginning?
To create credit file.
up to $1 million in credit.
Well, I know, and what I always say you can do, I show you how to find the answer to the question. Is that correct? We know American Express will say unlimited on gold and platinum cards. We know there's no inquiry if you do it right. We know it's got a POT paid over time of $100,000. Okay, no problem. If I get 2 cards or 1 card, can I get 99 more? The answer is yes. Do I want 99 more? No. What do I want? Probably 9. So if I get $100,000 of credit here, okay, 100,000, all right, to the corporation, times 9, is that equal $1 million?
Yes,
If I got a Chase Inc. card for 50,000 times 9, how much is that?
$500,000.
Okay, all right, if I got B of A, they have 3 cards. By the way, Chase has 6 cards. They want to give you all 6. What's 6 times 50,000 times 9 again now?
2.7.
Ooh, a couple million. B of A, Wells Fargo. You see, I like the good cards because what do we get to do? So every card you get here can be multiplied by the division process. Now, I got money. What do I do with money? Okay? If I use it and abuse it, I'm in trouble, right?
Yeah.
But if I use it and I basically turn it into a project, here I buy a house. I don't really want a house, but it's a house. It's an example, okay? So if we had 9 houses, we have a Wendy's restaurant, we have a storage unit, We have an apartment complex. These are different functions, right? Each division can have a different function. So if I want to have the ability to play the game, I need 9 divisions to turn into how much a month? I'm looking to get an income of $100,000, and that's positive cash flow. I screwed that one up. So what do we do? $100,000. Why do I want $100,000? Okay, why do I want $100,000? This is income, and this income should be done after all the bills are paid. Because the corporation and the IRS says $1 million of business, all right, basically what to $5 million is a small company. If I create $1 million here in money, okay, my debt has to be my projection income. If I have times this is $1 million, debt equals profit. So if I'm going to say I got $1 million in credit, I need to make $1 million in money, right? They have to balance. If I have more credit than I have more money, I'm out of balance. If I bring in more money, not enough credit, I don't offset the taxes. Debt equals profits. Get that in your head. All right, if we have $1 million of credit, but there's 10 creditors. I like these 10 creditors. If I work on this for 36 months, I can create $10 million of credit. Is that too much?
No.
It could be. Depends what you're trying to do with it. Okay? But if you leverage it to more money, what do you got now? What? You could leverage money to more money and actually get more money to get more money and more money again and not be profitable and offset your taxes? I guess that's what Trump does. Maybe. Now, as we play this game, what do we do? Okay. The corporation here, all right, makes all this money. These are divisions. This is our line of defense. Okay, what do we do over here? Now, here's a problem. You have a major problem over here. Okay, it's called you. B and you suck. It's terrible. You bought a car, registered owner, you have a lien holder. You get sued and screwed up, what happens to everything you're doing? Ah! You buy a house. What happens on the house? Escrow, closed, homestead, trust, but you should buy the house in the trust anyway. Now there's another you, husband and wife situation. And instead of using the word or, you keep using and. And is called stupid, or is called brilliant, because we have to plan to live and plan to die. But what do we do next? Okay, we're playing the game to win, and that's what we want to do is win the game of business. Now, you're making money, you're breaking even, you're doing all this Macarena stuff. Okay, what are we doing? We're balancing. Who you're balancing with?
IRS.
The IRS is here, okay? All right, and you're balancing here with the IRS, you're balancing here with the IRS. Here we have to pay tax when we get a paycheck before we get the leftover. Here we pay no tax till we have leftover. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So no tax till left. Okay, now we turn around from here and what do we do? Why don't we turn around and decide where the parent company should be? The parent company of any corporation, as far as I'm concerned, should be Nevada, and it should be an LLC in the future. Okay? If these all turn to corporations and all this stock lands in Nevada, how do we do that? Well, we have a trade name, okay, trademark. We have a lease, a loan, and a management agreement. All right, so we can charge fees and put liens on all the assets over here. Did you know the city, or every city liens their assets to the state and the state to the federal government? So they can actually do what? Chapter 9 bankruptcy per city and keep all the assets in front of you. That's what they do all the time. Now, we have a UCC1. What does that mean? Here we have secured party. These are all debtors. This screwed up. Ah! Who repossessed the asset? Corporation. Now this is also a debtor on the secondary UCC1, and this owns the assets. It's a secured party. This all screws up. Who owns the assets? The Nevada Corporation that has assets and no debt. How hard is it to rebuild a business with assets and no debt?
Pretty good.
Well, you have the ability to create the money and the dividends and everything else. You have closet divisions ready to replace you, right? So we play the game to win. If we treat it like a game, all right, the reality is you can win. If you take it too personal, the reality is you're going to get your assets kicked and you're going to get depressed. Okay? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So the reality is we have to realize something. The world's going to kick our assets 1,000 times, so we get it up 1,001. We have no choice. Should we build a legacy? Well, what is a legacy? My son, for years, he will say he's the vice president of the company. He is. Did I do it yesterday before I die on my deathbed? Or have I done it for years?
For years.
If the empire is structured the right way and everybody sees it and understands it, flat out, they can't ever say I did it on purpose to avoid tax. I did not to do with tax evasion, I did tax planning. Okay? My children don't inherit diddly squat, but they sure replace me when I'm dead. Is that a good thing?
Yeah.
I'm hoping for 50 more years. If I die, they become the owners of all the assets. Why would you want to change an asset? Every time you change an asset, they recess the tax. All right, that makes no sense. I don't want to recess tax. I want to win. Now, we're almost over the time for this last 2 days and have more fun. A lot of you are going to have more questions, and that's good. Okay, all right, type your questions, have them up, and then most of you in coaching anyway. Divisions. What's a division?
It's line of defense.
Line of defense. All right, if I didn't offer you divisions to sell you something for 2 days, you're going to go, what happened? Right. Okay. You know you need as many divisions. Oh, good, I got a singer here. My finger went too fast, Nick. I screwed it up. Okay. How many divisions should we have? 18 the minimum. 9 for 9 lines of credit and 9 for assets. If Santos lines you up for a car wash this next year in March and April, whatever you got, will you put $50,000 to $100,000 in an escrow if I get you a line of credit? If I get you a blueprint loan, would you do that? Okay? Now, they want 10% on this $1.1 million. All right, right here, $1.1 million. What's 10% on $1 million bucks? So 100,000, okay. Now, here's the equation. Is there enough money to divide it by 4 or 3 or 2? Okay? All right, and when we divide this by math, what money do we get at 2, 3, or 4? Okay? If I get 3,000 plus, I'll put 4. If it's less than that, I'm going to put 2. Make sense? Numbers never lie. I look at it this way. As long as the client gets positive cash flow, I don't care if it's 1,000 to 10,000, they got something. If we keep doing this again and again and again, do we solve our problem? The goal is 3,000 minimum. That's the goal. So if we do this correctly. Then the other thing is, can we leverage money in a trust account to bid the next location? That would be the goal. So it's simple. What do we do all the time? I like to give things away, and I piss off the salespeople all the time. They hate when I give divisions for $9.99. It's ridiculous because they want to sell them. That's their job. So if you need division process, here you go. It's good today, and you can talk tomorrow morning as well because that's when they'll be here. You need Zelle, you say 10%. Are you going to need 100 subdivisions?
Eventually.
Well, again, if you have an apartment complex, the answer is yes. If that's not your goal, the answer is no. You'll probably need a handful of subdivisions and a main division. That's it. What is the plan? How much will you be happy, and how much are you looking to get next year in 2026 as a monthly income? Is $100,000 enough? If you got $100,000 and you're enjoying life, all right, and everything's happening automatically, you have safety and everything else, you're balancing your tax, are you done? Are you fat and happy, or you want more?
More. Gotta keep going.
Well, again, why does Warren Buffett keep going?
Because you gotta pay the taxes.
If you don't, you pay the tax. Elon Musk, Bezos, why do they keep going up and away? Keep growing your business is your goal. Keep growing the business. A nonprofit corporation, if I did it for you, I do the exemption. But again, what do? I want 100,000 of credit to an 18 divisions. Okay? But again, this is what they'll offer, and they'll honor tomorrow morning if you want it, and it's good for about an hour, and they won't complain that I offered it right away. There you go. What do we get to do? We get to play the game, and that's what our goal is. Trump money.
And how
Yes.
many divisions do you normally recommend for a nonprofit?
18 a minimum.
Oh, but I mean,
Well, what are you going to do?
a lot more, right?
Well, let's understand. Your city, you're going to need probably 50 to 100 divisions by the time you're done. All right? You want to rebuild the city. You know how that is? You want the hospital. You want this. You want this. Okay, all right, let's understand. What do we do with first? The mayor. What do we do? Council. What do we do? Rich people. How much money can I get? The bank account needs to be opened up. Okay? All right? How, let's put it this way. You start helping your city, you solve 3 things, so you have money coming in. Are you going to be done?
No.
Lynn, are you going to do this till the day you're dead?
Yes.
Okay, there's the commitment, okay? Lynn's got 35 more years. Okay?
I'll settle for 10.
Okay, we'll settle for 10. Okay? So let's understand we have to look at reality of life. Are we going to do this till we're dead? It's a very simple question. It's direct, but I've always been direct, okay? Or are we going to keep doing this? That means that board, as it gets taken over, all right, we're going to have a replacement for you in 10 to 50 years, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That board is going to keep the bouncing ball going. Okay? Has to. Because you started a mission. You're not going to stop the mission just because you're gone. They're going to name it after you to honor you 30 years from now. Okay? If you want this, it's simple. Okay? That's wrong. It's all screwed up. All right? 100,000 in credit. Okay? Blueprint calls, monthly calls, 18 divisions, and what do we have? Books and CDs. I had to go past that. It's supposed to be 4,009. There it is, the right one. Okay, $5,000. So what happens? Coaching. On coaching, every time we're on the phone, I get to this step by step, and that's what you need to do. We lead you to the next step. Coaching to me is kind of fun. Okay, but again, usually years of coaching is about $27,000. It's expensive. But again, $10,000. If you did it today, tomorrow they'll actually negotiate with you. What happens, very simple, if you put a deposit down, you can do your balance. Because they don't like it, but I don't care if they like it. I want to help people as much as I can. As long as the cash flow comes in, it takes care of the bills. That's the ultimate goal. Okay? Because again, we want to take care of our bills. We spend over $54,000 a week, okay, just to break even. That kind of sucks. But again, what is this? So the cars and the buildings and dissect the pieces, that was 1,013 divisions. How many divisions should you have? I don't know. How many? What are you trying to do? I have thousands of divisions for a reason, because I want to play the game and win. Is that okay? So again, like Linda, what did Linda do? Linda and Dwayne, we got to the point they got the Hyatt Hotel in Texas and turned it to the Blueprint Apartments. I made it Linda, and I believe it's 8 times, she says 5. Okay, a millionaire. That's fine. All right, no problem. Let's get her past go, and let's do auto income. Dwayne said the last time they're here, we're going to do auto income this time. She likes big projects. She doesn't finish the auto income. That's what I want her to do. And she knows that's my argument with her all the time. So what do? We play the game to win. So there they are. She'll tell you exactly what she does, okay? I want her to help people, and I want people to help her too. So that should be about a $27 million project, profit and nonprofit working in conjunction. It's now called the Blueprint Apartments. Why did she name it that? Maybe because of me. What do you think? Who knows?
For sure.
So if I'm doing boring and steady, what does that mean? I don't want to run a business. I've been having fun for almost 50 years helping people get to where they want to go. That's half the fun. So if we get a storage unit, that makes sense. That's a dummy-proof business. EV charging stations, laundromat, gas station, store, okay, dry cleaner, Wendy's restaurant, or Jack in the Box, or apartment complex. They're ran by management. If I get a line of credit, checkbook money, or a blueprint loan, can I put money in an escrow?
Yes.
Who owns that asset?
Company.
You're a division of a corporation. What do you now have? Income forever. Well, that's a place burns down or blows up. What are you going to do? 99% of them stay around because you've seen them since you were a kid. I want boring and steady. It makes sense. If we take like a Chase or a blueprint loan, no problem. You should line up at least 6 escrows per year. If you're aggressive like me, you're going to do 10. I've had people do double escrows with their blueprint loans. I get a blueprint loan in the corporate, and I get one in my corporate, I give them $500,000, and they got 2 or 3 projects going at one time. But I don't let that happen until they get their first one under their wing. I got a client named Darren. Darren wants to quit his job. I told him and his wife, no way, no way, okay? I said, I only got you 1 location. You're getting $6,200 a month now. You do not quit your job, okay? You do not quit your job. I said, you enhanced your income. You enhanced it. You don't do that yet. You get 3 more, okay? His wife agrees with me. He doesn't agree. Who's going to win?
The wife.
The wife, okay? See, if we do something too quick and fast, can we fall on our face? Okay? If we add income, okay. His problem is he likes to be flashy. He reminds me of Rob. I want a Lamborghini. No, thank you. No Lamborghini.
When can I
Okay.
quit my job in a year from now, hopefully?
As long as you have 3 divisions of making money, yes. Until then, I say
That's
no.
gonna be up to you.
Well, the bottom line is we need to enhance our income or replace. This one wants to be flashy. That Lamborghini can be $6,000 to $12,000 a month.
I don't wanna be flashy.
That extra money just went where? Come on. No.
I'm
No,
not
no,
flat.
no, not you.
I'm leasing an EV for $199 a month, that's all I need.
That's all you need to get you there. So if we look at a laundromat, dry cleaner, car wash, what is our goal? As long as we get 3,000 plus, how many people we put in? There's the goal. How many people do we put in to make sure after all the bills were paid, that's our leftover? This is leftover. 50,000 leftover. Again, storage unit fourplex. Again, 75,000. It's a numbers game. Everything has always been numbers to me. It's numbers, numbers, numbers. Okay, close escrow. Oh, they're doing a seller finance. They're doing this or that. Okay, we're trying to create an income. I want the world to work on income versus anything. Because I believe we work on income to pay our bills and the family's taken care of, we're okay. Now we can focus on something else. All these people going, don't worry about income, get bills, get money. Sorry, no. If the bills are paid, the family's happy, you got leftover, you're okay. Now that we're okay, we can think about what's the next step. Okay, that's the ultimate goal for all of us. Again, we need auto income, buoyant and steady.
It should be 3 times our income.
That's right. That's exactly why. So I want 3 different locations in there, and you have safety. We're going to plan to win. Well, else we're going to plan to do what? We're going to plan to die. We have to. Okay, my children know I've been planning to die since they've been born. I want to live 100 years. I want to live 110. But what does my son say every time? He's the vice president. He's been saying that since he was 5. All right, can the IRS say I ever made it up? And just because I'm going to die tomorrow? No. So what happens? I don't do tax evasion. I do tax planning. I'm not going to change assets. Why would you change an asset? Every time you change an asset, you have to reassess tax. Now, dummy card came from me, I believe. I was told that was true, and the blueprint loan. If American Express, and they're a pain in the butt anymore, but it's worth the pain. We got to do the bouncing ball. I don't want 99 cards, okay? What I really want is just 9, okay, off one card. If we do it, understand 2 things happen. If I do a blueprint loan for you, I charge you a fee, I take a division of your corp into my corp, but I don't charge you the 10% on the escrow until we close escrow. I don't want your money ever until we close an escrow. If I charge you 10%, you can't afford to pay it right now. I just backed you in a damn corner. That's not fair. I'm building long term. I've been building long term for 50 years, 40 plus years, 26 years. I'm still here.
So
Okay.
question, so it's 30K for 250,000?
Yeah, that's what the 10% usually is, yes.
Oh, okay.
But if I charge you $5,000, all right, and I discount it to 4,
Yeah.
now you're getting that blueprint loan, and what happens when we get it? I don't want the money yet. I want to close an escrow. Because why? If I get you a blueprint loan, I am forced to be in escrow with you. I can't, there's no choice. If I don't go into an escrow with you in that project, then I'm a liar. I just defrauded the bank. No, we do this together. We are a partner into that location, period. If I take my corporation, I get another blueprint loan on this side, that's what I do as well. So I can get one for your division, your corp, and one over here too. I have several people, I'm doing 2 at the same time. And they can log into our bank account and have some fun. They can do it anytime they want to. We have the transactions they do not have. Okay? So we tie it in together to get the money. We get the money, what do we get?
Quick question.
Yes.
What's the best time to do a blueprint with Chase as far as like,
You need 3 months, and then you need to show that the bank statement that paid the bill for 3 months. So figure 4 months. Okay? Because we're looking at working days. Okay? So working days, that's what you're
I've
looking
been
at.
with Chase for 6 months and I have an average balance of 3,000 at least for the last 6 months.
Okay, but that shows after 90 days an average balance in your bank statement 5.
Okay.
If your balance is 3, the average balance now is 5. It overlaps itself, okay? So if we want a checkbook money, we have to make sure our scores are right, okay? Remember, personal card, 710, ink cards, 730. Okay, if we get, now they're gonna do the same to everybody. If you don't have personal card and business card, you don't have any relationship with our what? Our what? Affiliates. Their cards are their affiliates. They make sure you're doing business with them because they want you to do all your business there. It's like Lynn, I got to position him with that banker's going, but I got to get him his cards personal business. Then the other over here for the other Chase Bank for the nonprofit, we keep them separate. We don't want them at the same location. It's like going to 4 banks simultaneously. And that's what I did in one day.
Should I keep the nonprofit bank account also in Chase or move it to a different bank?
I would use Chase, but a different branch.
Okay,
Okay? All right, because the different branches have different underwriters.
okay.
Okay, it's terrible. I don't want to use the word manipulation, but I'm going to get what I want. Okay, I'm going to position myself right. If we do this correctly, we can get up to 2.5 million of money. I think we can do a business and always know how to zell now to all of us. Because the game is to play and to win. That's simple for me. Again, that's Chris's phone number for the company. So the ultimate goal, all right, we had fun for 2 days. Did you learn anything?
Yes.
Are your brains tired?
Wow.
All right, you can buy an ice pack for that, I hear. Okay. Well, I want you to have a blessed day. I want you to understand something. I have a mission and I'd like to change this world still after all these years. That's my goal. I'd love to change the world and help people. And like you want to do the classes and everything else, what we want to do online and what Rob's going to help us with and all these things. If people just knew what they could do, I don't think they'd have bad credit. I think they know what card to basically screw up when there's a problem. And that's the goal. So for you online, have a great and a blessed day. Stay safe, stay strong. And remember, all right, Jesus does the best, and God's always going to help us every step of the way, and God loves us all. Have a great and blessed day. All right. Now, I was supposed to have surgery. I have a brace on my knee, if you don't know that.
Wait.
I was supposed to have surgery on the day that you were going to come do a testimony, so I canceled surgery because he was going to show up.
Oh, wow. What do you have?
But he didn't show up.
Oh,
So what you doing the surgery?
The 12th of December now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Knee
So
surgery?
something like that.
ACL?
Something like that. Owie, owie, owie. So anyway, guys, have a blessed day.
thank
Too,
you.
man.
All right.